scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow.
Keep it going. Some privilege and a blowing. Hold it down for the Bay, reppin' Oakland.
It's all a fugazi.
And you know the difference between me reading your papers now and me reading your papers 10 years ago is that now I know when I read it. 10 years ago, I didn't know when I read it.
This is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not fucking real.
Right? All right.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies.
Carrying a school bag on stage. What are you doing with a school bag on stage? You can't even read.
No, you ain't the champ. Hey, listen, don't be embarrassing. How you gonna do this? Embarrassing. How you gonna do the champ? You go fight more than 4,000 people live. 1 people in training.
40 years old carrying a school bag. The man doesn't even fucking read.
And Dad tried to teach me and my brothers, never try to be better than someone else. Always learn from others. And never cease trying to be the best you could be. That's under your control. I coined my own definition of success, which is peace of mind, attained only through self-satisfaction and knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable.
What do you both think about fear?
I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations. I'm here to live up to mine.
He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life.
Fear is a teacher.
And I don't skip class.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing. Me?
Hey.
Just hanging around.
Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
Hey now. Hey now to you. Yes. Hey now. Hey now.
Hey now. Did I just nail the grail?
You just hit the grail.
Did I just nail the grail? Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
The intro gets me in a good mood. I'm glad I made that intro. All the time watching those highlights before, but that intro, that's, that gets me going. Let's start the show with a little bit of a shout out. I don't know if they're here right now, but two of them. Miggy, who's been here quite often recently and was with us before, just over the months has sent me some really nice, clearly looking out for my hand. I injured my hand a while back. It's really nice stuff. And the other guy, H Retail G, I mean, just solid, nice. Really appreciate you guys. And that goes for many of you in the chat. I have a huge, we'll hit escape real quick. You could see all the tabs open above. So, I mean, we're going to get to a lot. 6:30 and 9:30 East Coast. Ryan, founder, owner, creator of GemRate. I've never got to talk with Ryan, so I have a bunch of questions, and I'm guy's got a lot of insight, more insight than most of us. He's literally doing this, analyzing pop counts for a living. I'm a pop count nerd, so that'll be fun. But that's not till 6:30. I got plenty more. Tomorrow will be fun. Tomorrow I'm going to let you vote. So as we go through the bracket, I will continue. I'll give you a minute, 2 minutes chat, and you'll go to, wherever the voting is, I guess, top of the comments, and you'll decide who moves on and who is the biggest shill of 2026. And I'm not referring to shill bidding. I'm referring to shilling. Shilling is promoting, pumping a product, the hype, making it seem like it's huge. We don't necessarily always want to tell the truth or necessarily paint anything in a bad light. We just want to make it look glorious. And so tomorrow should be a lot of fun. The biggest shill of 2026, and you'll decide. It'll be engaging. It'll be fun. I'm going to try. I can't promise. I'm going to try to have a little clip of each one of these people so you get a little fresh in your mind of who the biggest shill is, but that's going to be a ton of fun. Now, one of the reasons that got me really pissed off, by the way, Orlando here. Ryan is going to be a great guest, Orlando. I'm really looking forward to that. Zach, welcome. I'm not sure if Frank's here. I assume no contest. Jeff Wilson wins biggest shill. Possibly. Possibly. Orlando, I saw your recent video. I enjoyed that. I think there's I also see Sports Card Anonymous, I believe his name is. I don't have him up. He used to do Football Hall of Famers. I believe it's the same guy. Now he's smoking a cigar or has a cigar by a fire outside. It's very calm, relaxing. I thought your walk, he did a 20, 30-minute walk while explaining what is up and what he's doing with his collection. You know, there's other content that's not sports cards where that works. You know, come on a walk with me, really, and the guy talks real estate or the guy talks this. I mean, it does work. It made people click. I think your retention rate was probably halfway decent. Anyways, I enjoyed that video. So my brother texted me this weekend. I think it was on Sunday during football, and he says that he just finished season 3 of King of Hype, Ken Golden, and wanted to get into cards. Now, my brother's 35 years old. The only other time he's done this was 2021. When the hype machine was also at full force. It was also towards the peak, I'm just connecting some dots, not a thought about that before, but my brother also got in last time towards the top end, and he bought some boxes back then. And then, okay, this is exciting news, my brother, let's buy a few boxes together. We'll pitch in. We'll see how we got crushed. He got crushed on his stuff. I think a Czech Holmgren rookie at the time, $80. I'm sure it's less now. And so, you know, he texts me on Sunday, and before we even chat, next thing I know, he's sending me images. Yeah, I didn't really get anything. I got this Wemby jersey. I thought it would be worth money. It's $60. I got this Drew Brees auto. I thought it'd be worth money. It's $70. I mean, those were his best 2 hits. Then we have a little chat, and I'm like, okay. And then he says, okay, I'm going to get into Wemby. And before we could talk about what Wemby card he buys, he spends $1,000 on a Wemby Inception Auto rookie, you know, not the license, the very first stuff. It's sticker. It's a PSA 9. I'm like, okay, well, as soon as you can get rid of that, let's get rid of that. You know, listed already. Listed now, listed in the playoffs. Just get your money. And so I'm annoyed, and it's a bigger, number one, the insight, the dots say we're at the peak. The last time people were this, you know, getting random, oh, I'm going to watch King of Hype. It was towards the peak. And people get in, and then they realize this is not what I thought it was. You know, I'm telling my brother, and my brother's going to call in tomorrow after our bracket. I'm going to have Gio in Orlando, or not Gio, no fucking way. Stay away. I'm going to have Orlando and Petty call in with him. And I got a text from my brother kind of on an update on this situation because he said, my brother owns a gym or does corporate wellness. So he's done well for himself. He has some extra cash. And he says, he texted me today and he said, so I talked to Ben, the CEO of the giant company I train. He used to flip cards. He said, same as you. Absolutely not. Don't do it. Huge time investment, but the stock market, yes. Because I'm telling my brother, bro, I don't have the kind of extra cash he has right now, but over the past year and a half, no, I haven't been playing cards. And yes, it was a good time. Because the last year it got stupid. I'm still saying the buyback program and mystery pack, something weird there. There's no other explanation for cards going crazy over the past year on singles. But again, the last time my brother got excited and into it was then back at the peak of the hype. And it's happening again now. And that kind of made me pissed. It kind of made me upset because it's not just my brother. And then you see what the first thing, my brother's not the only person that watched it and thought he calls, they're so passionate and they get excited. It's like, yeah, dude, that's us. That's the collector. We are passionate. It's not money signs always. Not to no shade on my brother, shade on what Golden makes it seem. Because people leave that show and they're, I want to get in. And I don't even know how to explain to my brother where to start of how confusing. There is a million starting points. The wrong one is a box, but that's the one that most people find and most people get to. And then they realize, holy shit, I just spent money and got nothing. And then you end up with all these cards and they don't know how to get rid of them and they don't know what they're doing. They're probably going to get less than 50% on them when they finally decide to move them bulk. And then he buys the Wemby after we have a little conversation. It's like $1,000 on this Wemby. Okay, it's not gambling. You're not going to lose all your money, right? You're not going to lose the whole $1,000. That's another flip side to it. Because my brother has a past with gambling and sports gambling, not a good one. Very addicting for him. And he's been away from it. So, it just touches home, and it also is just a great example because it's not just my brother. Of course not. And there is the Sharks. You have that video I made. Who is it? Grant from Backyard Breaks. Oh, it's still the beginning. It's still the beginning. No. All these guys on the right, I mean, there's many more, have been doing this since the 80s, 90s. You got Jeff, who's been doing it since 2020. He's playing catch up. But these guys have been doing it a long time. It's not they're the sharks. And I don't mean Shark Tank. Well, Kevin O'Leary has gone from Shark Tank to a shark, and he's not. He got scammed. Kevin O'Leary got taken by the sharks as well. I mean, that just he's bought into this and throwing it out there as if it's a good place, and you know, it's just ridiculous. And so I feel bad for anyone new getting into the hobby, anyone new getting into the industry, because there is so much to learn. I'm still learning every day. I do some sort of research and pick some up. When I wanted to buy the Batman cards at the National, you learn the blue Batman, the black Batman, the red Batman. Oh, they're different series. You want to buy the Star Wars 1977? Oh, okay. They all came out in 77, but the blue one is the very first edition. So don't go buying the other ones. If you want to buy T206 cards, you see the big book behind me. I guess maybe you don't, but like if you want to buy Ultra Modern, imagine explaining all the different parallels and all the different this and the auto and the jersey and the licensed and the unlicensed. And, oh, now there's a change of hands and this prism's no longer. It's impossible. And the other point for my brother that I mentioned to him is number one, the competition. You're these brand new people, and there's competition. There's people that do this on the daily, like 24/7. It's their job. And then there's people that do it part-time. And there's people who do a side hustle. The second part I want to make, and I kind of recommend the vault. I'm not big on the vault. I don't have any cards in the vault. I've never used a vault. But for someone like my brother, bro, you're not going to get this card and then have it sit and then you're going to list it and take a photo and then ship it and pay for shipping. No. So many people get lost in that process. I guarantee you it's not talked about enough to where those cards just sit. Because you're not going to sit there. And so the vault for someone like him, but no, I'm glad this guy, Ben, the CEO of this big company, said, no, I used to flip. It's a huge time investment. It's a suck. Go into stock market. That's my best advice. And if you're going to get into the game, you get educated, you don't buy big early, you learn from everything. You're not going to succeed right away. So you learn. And then you decide, hey, after learning for months, if I'm still passionate and still around, okay, then you have a much more better chance not to lose all your money or a portion of your money or feel like you're skunked. And that's also when I talk about, it's not a long-term product. It's not. Trust me, I love sports cards. There wasn't a long-term product when I was a kid in the 90s. I already didn't know which rookie. You're taught as a kid it's the rookie card, and it was back in the 70s and 80s. There's one. That's his big card. No other card will be bigger. And now what they've done is they fucked that all up. What, a Jason Kidd just sold? 2009, I want to say. We'll look at it later. But I don't even know if it's in his playing days. So your rookie cards, you think all this new stuff, it doesn't bother you, it doesn't hurt you. No, it does. It devalues everything from the past. Every year they come out, they'd have to outdo themselves with a new Ohtani. They have to outdo themselves with some new MVP or some new gold or some new LeBron patch. Every year they're going to have to outdo themselves. And so while they're trying to outdo themselves to sell product to the gamblers and the chasers and not even the dreamers, the uneducated, the uninformed, because that's what's happening here. Some of the youth. And, they're going to have to continue to outdo themselves, and it waters down every other big Ohtani or every rookie Ohtani or every Ohtani you think's good. And I'm telling you right now, the Ohtani rookies, there's too many of them. They're overprinted, so enjoy while they're high-priced. He's at the hype. He's at the peak. It's combined perfectly. We're at the hype of cards, and we're at the peak of his career. And not only is it the peak of his career, he stole 50 bases and hit 50 home runs. He pitched in a division title game, through 10 strikeouts, hit 3 home runs. Get rid of it now. I mean, it's overpopulated, and every year they're watering your Ohtanis down by printing more of the good stuff. I got to get more. No, man, you're targeting people that don't have a fucking clue. And these are some of our faces that are really pushing it. They've done well over the years, very well. And instead of finally say, you know what? Instead of me lining my pocketbooks or making my savings account better or making sure my kids got the best new Jordans every month, I want to make sure I'm telling the public the truth. And I want to make sure to tell the public, yeah, I hear Jab's family, right? I don't have a lot to say. Jabs just opens and opens and opens and opens and opens. And he's one of the ones opening the silver packs, just like Card Collector 2 and Pac-Man and whoever the hell else. Why? Because there's a symbiotic relationship. Fanatics doesn't have their people. Fanatics is using these people. Hello? For free. And then they get to have a good time and feel like, ooh, okay, I'm wined and dined. I'm living good. I'm opening 100 silver packs online, getting the views. Getting the views. That's what they're doing it for. And it's not for views. It's the more views that people watch. Okay, I know this guy. I want to sell to him. I like his content. He's a stand-up schmo. I'm going to give him my money. Here, take this at 50%. Here, take this at 70%. Here, put this in your mystery pack. Sell this to the children. You'll vote tomorrow. Every time we go through the bracket, I'll make it a 2-minute vote. You'll vote on who moves on. Some say Jeff's number 1. Jeff's going to have to face Ken at the end. Jeff's going to have to face Mama Break's going to have to face Dana White is a shill in himself. I don't know if he knows. I'm sure he's bought in and friends with these people. But I haven't checked. I'm going to have to check after the show tonight. But forever, it was a weekly, I'm going to open the UFC stuff. He needs to fucking open the UFC stuff. To get him hard, he needs to go bet $1 million a hand at the Palms. A fucking UFC box. Shill. Shill, 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 shill. I need a shill song. I need a shill. All of them. And some people aren't smart. Oh, you're one of them. You need cards to do well, too, to keep your YouTube channel. Stupid. Besides seeing the fact that I'm not selling you, fine, whatever. If that's the case, so be it. But the point is that the distinction is that, the reason I keep going to Chris Sewell. The guy is a dealer, and he doesn't sit there and shill like all these people. He was a dealer before almost every single one of them on that board. And he never took his channel that way. He didn't have to make it seem like it was a Bugatti. I pulled up in a Bugatti. Yeah. Yeah, we know you did, Mamba Breaks. Mamba Cards. We know you did. We know you did, Roth. We know you did. Bingo is his name. Bingo. We got the top skits into TCG. They're coming. Prof OPO 1 box hits 2K quick. Logan Paul has to open his fucking mouth. We'll get into it. Let's watch this. How beautiful. This is, is this even real? If this is real, this is not good. You'll make your own judgments in the comments. I'll check chat as I'm watching. If this is real, what was...
This kid made a monster trade in Dallas Card Show, and he is going viral. His name is Jose Jr. Check this video out and tell me what you think.
Hey guys, I'm here with Jose Jr. and we just completed a huge trade. Jose's walking away with the Tyler Shucks Green Kaboom, Tyler's biggest card, ESA 9. And
they say it at the end. It says Underdog Sports Cards up here. If this guy made this for content, that's hilarious. Boy, did that backfire. They say the name at the end. I'm curious if it is Underdog Sports Cards. We'll find out, but it's bad. This Tyler Shuck. Imagine teaching English. Give me 30 seconds because I do it for a living. And before I did it for them, I taught kids in China how to speak English. SOUGH somehow spells shuck. Shuck yourself. Imagine teaching English is first of all, we got more words than many languages, many words. And the laws and rules were created by people that had nothing better to do than make them feel like they're smarter than you. They make no sense. No sense. Here we go. All right. Calm down.
in exchange, we're getting Drake May, Vertical, Gold Kaboom, Messi, 101, Tim Duncan, Downtown, Caleb Williams, Gold,
More?
Kaboom,
More?
and the Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, we're just ending with an Ohtani auto.
Thank you, buddy.
What? What?
Honestly, that was a crazy trade. It's pretty hard to value a 1-of-1, but what Jose Jr. had, kind of crazy. This video is from Your Underdog Sports Cards, so if you want to follow him, go ahead and follow him. This is him right here.
Don't follow, please.
Crazy.
Am I wrong? I don't think so. This guy wouldn't have made a video. That is an insane. What do you think I'm going to make? Not only am I going to rip him off, I'm going to use the kid in my video and make content about how I crushed him on the trade. Am I wrong? The Ohtani auto by itself is going to be a better and more valuable card than this ever will be. Why would you make content on that? Why? How out of touch? How clueless? How much don't you know? You got big money is what you got. I can afford. I got all these great cards. I got that big money. I'm not buying no $50 Wemby. No. And then I'm going to go make content on ripping the kid off. Am I wrong that he ripped the kid off? Tyler Shuck is not going to be a franchise quarterback. And even if he is, that card is not as valuable as half the gold whatever kaboom. What was the first gold kaboom? Drake May? Having fun. I'm going to watch that one more time. That's insane.
This is a trade for the Tyler Show 101. Jose Jr. is getting Drake May, kaboom, gold rookie. Oh my God.
Exactly.
101 Lionel Messi PSA 10. Tim Duncan downtown Caleb Williams, gold rookie. Oh my God. This kid made a monster trade. And
boy, oh boy, that's terrible. That's terrible.
A crazy deal that happened actually in Los Angeles. The catcher for.
Oh, stop it. What? Oh, gee. Okay, thank you. Moving on. Finally, the real guy. Let's give him some love. No, he's been posting some losers, and I just want to show you. This is what you're in for. We're at the peak of the hype. The monster is here. I had another friend message me, John, who I share my Raiders season tickets with, and he said, you know, if I get a card in CGC, do I need to put it back in a PSA slab? He wants to get some, you know, first edition Pokemon from 99. And he didn't know Logan Paul was selling the big card. I told you, now's a really bad time. Everything's up because Logan Paul's selling this card. Oh my God. He's like, and he listened right away. Oh yeah, that makes complete sense. I won't buy it right now. So, but people don't know. Anyways, this Anthony Davis was 181 grand. NBA champion Anthony Davis. Not my favorite player in the world playing for the Lakers, but 181 grand. 5 years later, your eyes do not deceive you. The kid did get jacked. You're right, Brady. I got a nail. Okay. All right. Someone's going to complain. Oh, you're biting your little nail off. Sounded so gross in the mic. That's the shit I get in the comments, the haters. There's about 6, maybe 5, 6, 7, maybe 6, 7. That it just they've already hit the dislike. So hit the like. There's 5 or 6 people out there and watch a video. They just don't like it. Okay, fine. They hit that dislike. Hit the like. This is what's going to happen. Now, when you go back to this, our shill bracket, how many of them are going to look out for you and say, hey, man, those cards you're buying right now, maybe not a great time. Maybe things are a little hot right now. Maybe things are getting a little shilled right now. Maybe the machine is working overtime right now. They're not going to. They're not going to. Okay. Click as we go. Click as we go. Oh, here's a gem.
We want to talk about a really, really cool thing, Arena Club.
A really, really cool thing. And then followed by Arena Club. I've never heard a grown adult say that sentence with that after. A really, really cool thing, Arena Club. Again. And Clever Cuban, I even wanted to like. I can't think of a clever shill song yet. It'll come. It'll come. Shill. How, Clever Cuban, you're a real dude. You're an honest guy. You're a fair person, it seems. What the are you doing? I know it's because he's with sports card nonsense. And this whole thing is nonsense. You know what's really, really cool? You, kid, that just got fucked on that trade. You know what I want you to do? I want you to sell that Tyler Shuck and then put your money into Arena Club. That's a really great idea. They partnered with the Spurs. Later on in the video, we're going to grade and judge Dustin's sports card daddies. Begins those thumbnails. I mentioned a couple weeks ago. I'm not wrong. And so I haven't watched the video. It says Arena Club's failing. And you know that, that gets me interested. So while we watch, I will also judge the content behind these thumbnails. I think he's made some tweaks, and that's what we're about. Better content, but we'll see later, and I'll give you my grade. But that's later. Let's see what this guy's got. Do we even want to see?
Club is launching a partnership with the San Antonio Spurs. Literally, they're going to be doing stuff, surprise giveaways, interactive promotions. I think it's super cool. And obviously, if you...
I am looking forward to the day when Arena Club is no more, or they fail, or some bullshit comes out of just making a nice clipped video. And Trike, I got to, even though Troy's, I think Troy's a stand-up dude, but I got to include you. You don't think it's cool. You don't think it's great. Clever Cuban, you should be ashamed of yourself. The real ones know.
You can get Wemby involved, if you can get De'Aaron Fox, I absolutely can foresee at the stadium, the whole, if you're in row K, seat 43, you just won an Arena Club slot pack.
I thought he was going to say a courtside, and after the meal, after the game, you get to go out with Wemby. You're going to partner with Wemby. You get a slab pack. Yeah, you get a slab pack and you get a slab pack. Look under your fucking seat. Everybody gets a slab pack. We need to hook you. We need to get the young ones. Now, you can only do it digitally. So this little code, you're going to put it into your phone and then just get hooked, baby. Our math says we only need about 7%. If we can do all this marketing and all this disgusting advertising, if we could just get about 7%. I think 7%.
I do want to talk about a really, really cool thing. Arena Club is launching a...
Where's Frank? Suck it, Gio. Where's Frank? All right. This was an excellent article. It needs to be read. Give me 3 minutes, maybe 4. I'm not going to rush it. It's a great article. The Pokemon boom is echoing the sports card surge. What I've learned selling 2 million plus in live sales and how to spot the signs before the wave shifts. My name is, I'm going to say Keen, who knows? Is with the English language, who the hell knows? A sports card memorabilia TCG collector and dealer based out of California. I've sold over $2 million. Now, he does state that this was back in June he wrote this article, but he reposted it recently, 5 days ago, because it's very prevalent, relevant to what's going on right now. Read all day. Here we go. I've sold over 2 million worth of cards live online through both booms and cool downs. I've lived the sports card surge in 2021, and I'm watching the Pokemon market follow a familiar script. Back in 2021, sports card wax dried up the same way. Mosaic, and it's not dried up anymore. Go away. No one wants it at the retail level. Mosaic football and Prism basketball were gone within seconds of a Target restock, quicker than that. Now we're watching the same TikToks and Discord screenshots roll in. Just swap Pokemon wax with Labubu cases. Labubus are dying. Kids got Fugglers now. Guess what? Fugglers are $12, $15. You know which one you're buying. Labubus don't have a chance. This isn't a knock on the product, but if you're paying full resale now because you're afraid you'll miss the wave, you're already behind. You're already behind. That's number one. Content fuels it. So all these who think that it's not them, Fanatics loves you. Fanatics loves you. Shit, PSA and Collectors probably loves most of you too, especially Jeff. But they love you. You're doing their work for them. They just got to make you feel a little important. That's it. You're doing their work for them. Content fuels it. Algorithm accelerates it. The modern boom doesn't just happen in the market. It happens on your phone. In 2021, the card world exploded thanks to content. I didn't write this. $10,000 trade night deal. Someone that has made over 2 million in live sales wrote this. Someone that has a clue. Pokemon's feeding into the same machine today. The content, the doom scrolling, people start buying to participate in the wave, not to collect, not even to flip, just to feel like they're part of something big. Oh, this guy. I haven't read this since 5 days. It just nailed it. And when content becomes the reason for buying, you have to ask what happens when the context changes. You've been alive. It always rotates. It always changes. I know they're fueling it. It's not a game meant to last forever. Not it this way. New money changes the game temporarily. The biggest difference between a healthy... All right. Number 4. The peak feels perfect until it's not. Does that sound a little bit familiar right now? In every boom, there's a moment where it feels like the time really is different. This time's different. This time's not 2021. For Pokemon, we may already be brushing up against that. Here's what it looks like. People clearing out their savings for sealed alt art chase sets or kabooms or givvies. Box breaks selling out in minutes, not days. People are casually paying $1,000 for slabs with 3-month price histories. Hello? And the most dangerous part, it feels sustainable because everyone else is doing it too. The conversation shifts from, is this a good buy, to how many more should I grab before they double again? Number 5, we can't read. What happens next isn't a crash, it's a slow erosion. Sales slow, listings go stale, people start undercutting each other quietly on eBay and Discord. Inventory that was once never for sale starts popping up at comps. And then the shift happens. Those who bought to keep up start looking to get out. And thank God my brother has me and that CEO Ben to tell him otherwise. Maybe they overpaid for a grail that isn't as liquid as they thought. Maybe they can't make their margins back ripping live. Maybe they just realize they're not enjoying this anymore. And as I told my brother, it's not as passive as people make it seem. Okay, you put it in the vault. All right. And then you never see the card. You never touch it and you forget and da-da-da. What fun is that? Takes away all the fun. There's better ways to invest digitally than putting it in the vault. Last page. 6. Only the operators stay in the sports car. And that's why they're working so hard right now. They're working overtime right now. Because they're in. It's mandatory. In the sports card world, the end of the boom didn't destroy the hobby, it humbled it. Someone do that again. Huh? A lot of short-term flippers left. A lot of social content went quiet, but the people who built real systems, who understood costs, sourcing, margins, and velocity, they're still here. And now they own more market share than ever. If you're in Pokemon, well said. If you're in Pokemon right now and feeling euphoric, this is our friendly heads up. The feeling has a shelf life. But if you're operating with discipline, sourcing smart, and treating it like a business, you're in a great spot. If you're a true collector holding items you truly enjoy down market or up, you're in a great spot because you know the mean and hopefully no discipline. Anyways, this was a final thought. You don't have to guess what comes next. Just zoom out. Market go through waves. Cards are no different. The best thing you could do isn't predict the exact month the bubble softens. It operates with principles that don't change based on hype. Don't chase what you don't understand. Don't assume the top is the new floor. Build systems, not just flips. Because while the market will always change, discipline, consistency, and smart buying outlast every wave. And if history rhymes, you'll be ready for the next verse. Hey, very well written, very well said. He says over here, this article went live in June, but it was new thinking for me. Friends, client, partners, and chat had already heard my take on where things were heading months before this ever went live. Well, people are reacting to it now. We're preparing for it then. So anyways, great article. I really thought it rang home. And now let's get to something a little more juicy. Do you believe it? I kind of don't believe it. I'll get into my take in a minute. If you haven't heard, Emmi Bunni, who I didn't know who that was when I first saw this, I thought she was a Twitch streamer playing video games. She's a little more than that. OnlyFans model. Emmi Bunni, OnlyFans model, makes a stunning move, hilariously written, on Logan Paul's Pokemon card. So my question is, if she put a bit like where they're hanging out, why does she have the card in the first place? If this is a normal, I don't understand why does she have the card around her neck in the first place, and should his wife be worried? But this makes no sense. Number one, why is she offering 10 million? This is where we're at. This should tell you something. Wake up. Hello. Silly. But the other thing, and maybe there's more to the story. I've only seen this photo in the article. But if she made a $10 million offer, 10.2, is this an old photo? Why does she have the card around her neck? That seems like a little weird. Emmi Bunni enters the auction with $10.2 million offer. Hello. She submitted it bid directly to Logan Paul, doubling the call. She didn't just put it, okay, it's at 6 million, it's at 5 million. Let's play it. We'll raise it $1 million. That's not a little money. That's a lot of money. Why double why make it 10.2 from 5.5? I offered Logan 2 times what is being bid at auction for now. 10.2 is a lot for a Pokemon card, but it has true meaning to me. I hope it has a lot more than true meaning to you. It's $10 million fucking dollars. Let's hope it has more than true meaning. I think it took Logan a minute, but ultimately he did not want to pull for auction. Bunny said in a statement, so she offered, but she's not making a bid. She doubled the offer directly to him. The offer was clear to have capped. The max I'll bid is 10.2, not a penny more, Bunny said. But did she put in the bid? I don't know, because it sounds like she just offered it to him directly. Despite the eye-popping figure, Paul chose not to withdraw the card from auction, opting instead to let them. So why wouldn't she just put in her bid? Seems like hype. Seems like a way to sell it. Seems like a way to get a cute girl involved in the sale. That decision has only added fuel to the spectacle, drawing even more attention to an already historic card. Yeah, they know what they're doing. How does Logan Paul know Emmi Bunny? It's only 6 months of OnlyFans, Bunny said, but this card is history. You don't hesitate when something comes up like this. It's only 6 months of work. It's only $10 million. That sense of urgency is rooted in family and memory. I grew up loving Pokemon. If I get it, I'm giving the card to my dad. He's the reason I started collecting. You know what your dad should do? Sell it for $10 million. I bet he'd rather have 10 mil. You go ask your dad. Dad, Papa, I'll give you $10 million. Or you can have this cool, amazing Pokemon card. I would bet 97%, if we looked at the predictability market, he's taking the money. My dad bought me my first booster pack when I was 5. So give him $10 million. I still remember pulling a holographic Ninetales and thinking it was the rarest thing on earth. This Pikachu card isn't about status for me. It's about going full circle. It's about the hype. It's about the pump machine. You know who loves this? Ken Golden hasn't been able to get OnlyFans out of his mouth the last day since he heard about this. Can you believe it? An OnlyFans model put a $10 million bid on Pikachu. Have you seen her? An OnlyFans model. She put a $10 million bid. She offered Logan $10 million. An OnlyFans model. She did it. I'm the king. I'm the king of hype. They made it, you know, they know exactly what they're doing. You play on people's emotions. It's called emotional manipulation. With the internet, with social media, it's very hard. Yeah, for some reason, I have like I have this fucking radar where many of you, if you're here, you probably do. But the emotional framing, we got to make it emotional. We got to sell. We got to tell a story. Let me tell you a story. Logan Paul and Emmi Bunny sitting in a tree. KISS. We got Collector Charles. I think Collector wants to go a little bit on this. What else do I have real quick? There it is. What else we got? We'll throw Collector Charles on for a minute. And then, we'll talk about Fanatics Collect. We'll talk about your boy King Golden. Oh, you kidding me? It was Golden. Because they're just shilling. Just every single, we can scroll and scroll. Let's make sure Mr. Beast knows how much his card's worth so we can get him on a thing. Let's make sure we have this Wisconsin man found $10,000 cards in Goodwill. Let's make sure we show this big record sale of $19,000. Let's make sure we show this cool school bus so we could sell more Pokemon cards. Here's that Jason Kidd card. What year? 2009. Yeah, I was even playing in 2009. We just sold this Kidd card at auction for $6,000, 66 grand. Shilling has never been bigger. The shilling has never been bigger, and they got to make sure to get a cute girl on this sale or on the hype train to push the card. All right, let's let Charles talk. Mr. Collector Charles, how you doing?
Dude, this hobby's a fucking mess.
Explain, go ahead.
I mean, all right, so you're not in the Arena Club Studios, to be clear, right?
I don't even know what that is.
All right, so Jeff Wilson has gone to the point now to where he has actually named his friggin' studio Arena Club Studios.
No way.
Way.
Wait. So you could go to Gillette Stadium or you could come to Arena Club Studios.
Where else would you rather
They're
be?
paying for him to put the name in. Oh, he got a fat check for that. That paid for the, he really needed that check.
He's about to cash out, Professor. He's going to cash out by the summer. Either Nat Turner's buying him out. Either Nat Turner's buying him out, or who's the other guy? That owns Fanatics.
Ruben
is either going to be one of those two. They're going to buy him out.
I wanted to point out, these are more, when Jeff gets 90,000, 100,000 on every video, look at the last 2 weeks. Maybe he's caring a little less. I don't know, 16,000, 23,000, 13,000, 26,000, 40, 12, 15. Those are more realistic. I could buy those a little more. It's hard for me when I see the hundreds of thousands of views, because this is what Jeff's channel at best is doing, so interesting. So he named his fucking studio Arena Club Studios.
Yes, he sure did. He has just gone full shill. If he doesn't win this bracket, the fix is in. Like, I mean, Golden does have his own show on Netflix.
It's hard to beat Ken Golden.
It is, because he does have his own show on Netflix. Plus, he's like trying to
doing with Logan Paul right now.
Oh God, it's terrible. It's just Jeff Wilson wishes he was Ken Golden. That's, I guess, the only thing that knocks Jeff Wilson out of it.
Arena Club Arena. I like that, Brett. Charles, I think you have more on your mind. You say the hobby's a mess. So give us your thoughts. I know you could go. So what else is it a mess?
So my most recent video was about Whatnot, right? So Whatnot actually unrolled or revealed some actual really kind of okay stuff about, hey, here, we're going to give you some spending limits. Here's how much you can set for a limit for a week or a month. You can set your limits on it, or set how long you watch a break, or whatever the hell they sell on there. They released it December 5th in a mini little press release on their website. The only person I've seen cover it.
I saw this. Yeah.
The only person I saw cover it was Dan the Card Man, and my group and Collectors MD let me know about it. And they're like, hey, man, you think you should do a video on it? And I'm like, well, let me look into it. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is like actually really intricate. And if, someone can exercise self-control, it's actually not a bad thing. But at the same time, of all the groups to do this, it's Whatnot. It's not eBay Live. It's not Fanatics Live. It's Whatnot, the crack house of the internet. That's what I call it.
Well, so Whatnot, you think Whatnot's going to die? At least it won't die because live selling.
They're going to go public first. If
the card thing is going to hold up there forever.
They're going to go public first and then get their money, and then they're going to fucking bottom out. That's how most of those things do. Because they got so much money, they got to go public eventually, I think, right? And just cash out and then bottom out once regulations come in. Because, I mean, it's going to happen. There's too many people getting scammed. All you got to do is scam a congressman's son one time, and that's it. All of a sudden, you're investigated, and Trump's coming on there and going, no more Whatnot. It's now Trump not, or whatever,
It just makes me so mad, because you go to Fanatics Collect, I'm talking about shilling, and it's just every post, they make sure there's some little emotional story. Found this in a local Goodwill. So can you. And if we scroll down further, this Tom Brady out of 99, and it just, people found this rare Charizard inside official Pokemon music CDs. It's just so stupid. I mean, it's just constant. It's all the time. It's how can they make it? Ooh, someone just bid $525 for this Livy Dunn. Let's get a cute girl 101. It's constant. And I'm sure is this a basketball player talking? Dylan Brooks talking about Fanatics and We the Hobby. They're trying so hard. They're pushing it so hard.
I have a quick story. My brother's, I guess, was looking in his closet trying to find like different things or put something up. Finds a Macho Man Randy Savage on-card autograph he got like from 15 years ago, from the NWO days. Had a $75 sticker on it. He goes, hey, Brandon, how much you think this is worth? I go,
$75.
I'm like, well, if it's authenticated, it's actually about $200. If you got a PSA slab on it, it's probably about $1,000 card, but you need to get that thing authenticated. Get it in a slab and authenticated to see how much see if it's even a real autograph, first of all. That's the most important thing. But that's the kind of stuff that happens to him. He just finds just random ass shit like that, like from years and years ago, and I can't find anything like that. I've got a bunch of starting lineup figures, which I like, and they're coming up here to my apartment, but it's the hobby. It's like if someone's just now coming into the hobby, they made their New Year's resolution, I'm going to collect baseball cards again. And the first damn thing you're seeing is from the Arena Club Studios is Jeff Wilson opening up $1,000 boxes or $1,000 worth of boxes, right? To see if he can make his money back. Spoiler alert, they never make their damn money back. It's almost always a 20 to 30% return on anything. It's bullshit. Always bullshit.
And it's not just for views. It's marketing their own business. It's hyping cards, but it also keeps them. They have a little client base now. Someone new finds them, or for months someone likes them, and so now they have a client base as well. And look, just again, this is he took his first edition on a dinner date. It's so fucking overdone. Another pretty girl with Pokemon, kid with Pokemon. Here's a just flag one of ones. It's other fanatics collect. Golden's doing the same thing. I had Golden here. And then it's Jeff. Jeff is a $150,000 blind PSA reveal. Who the fuck cares? I mean, I just don't. I mean, it just who cares? I bought $22,000 in cards in one day. Hey, good for you, man. Good for you. But he makes the videos not even because he needs YouTube reviews. It keeps Cards HQ in the know. It keeps Cards HQ in the same reason Pepsi and Coke pay for commercials. We're dumb. We're human, So then Jeff's doing. Look at all this. I mean, it just.
He wants to be so popular. Like he just mentioned on his last video, and I watch it just for the content. I need some stuff to do. I need videos. He gives me plenty of content. So he mentioned in passing during one of his stupid videos, you know what I want to be? I want to be on Shark Tank. And then Teapot's like, oh, you want to see, give something to Shark Tank? No, I want to be a judge on Shark Tank.
Jeff?
I want to be, yes. And I'm like, buddy. And he mentioned, I want to do something with Mr. Wonderful. He goes, I want a Mr. Wonderful to 50 or something like that. He is trying to kiss ass and get in this Shine Wonderful Index thing. He's trying to get in with these guys. He wants to fit in so bad he can't fucking stand it. The bottom line is he's on the outside looking in because he does not have enough money to play with the big boys. Everything he's got is smoke and mirrors. His books are cooked. Sports Card Radio done this like 2 or 3 years ago. Like, dude, you got PPP money. You're cooking your books. You got to be losing your ass on your investments. And he's got to have like angel investors too, because he wants to open up 4 more card shops. Really? And what? And then leave someone holding the bag like Fanatics or Tom Brady or Nat Turner, who's who I think's in on it. I think Nat Turner and him, I think he's going to try to get on Collector's Universe and get, market movers and all that shit being bought out and being put under that umbrella so he can just get out of the hobby and go on to the next hustle. Whatever that is. Or maybe he'll retire. Who the hell knows?
We got the shield builders on deck. Jeff Wilson talking Marcus he don't own. Flexing fake views like he's sitting on the throne. Car collector too and pack me stacking up the dough. Buying block twitch just to keep that ego on blow. Game show host, car dealer, web boss, woman cool shields every pack like there's nothing else to do. Hyping that bubble till it pop and you lose. Atlanta shield builders coming in, that's the rules. Atlanta Shield Billies, yeah, we run this HQ. Sports Card HQ, we see right through you.
All right.
And I see AIH's comment, they have Card Ladder. That does not matter to Collector's Universe. They had SGC and they bought Beckett. What makes you think he wouldn't buy Markham?
They had Courtyard and then they had Arena Club.
Right. So why wouldn't they just buy all of it?
I don't know. It's a good thought. It's an interest. I don't know. So you think he's going to sell it?
He has to be. He's pumping up his numbers.
He still want to be the front man. I still think he wants to be the face. No,
he wants to be the face, but he doesn't want to be the one holding the bag. That's all it is. He just wants to
make maybe some money off it right now as well at the peak.
Yeah. What's going to happen is these guys like Mr. Wonderful, who's been doing this kind of stuff in different avenues for many years, they're going to be like, hey, come on in, Jeffrey. We got ourselves a little puppet here, and he's going to hold the bag whenever we leave him with it, and we're all broke and everything.
That's shout out to Boozle, the Shillbillies. Charles, you say I have so much. I'm so glad you called in. I thought it was great. Anything else you want to finish with?
I mean, please tell your brother. He's
going to call in tomorrow, and I actually thought you would be. I even mentioned to a friend because he said, I don't know if Orlando or Petty are the right two. And I said, maybe we'll throw Charles as well. Because you're more, you're
Orlando and Petty set me straight.
Yeah.
They will do a very good job with him too. So, I mean, I can talk to him and say, listen, man, don't do it.
If he wants to play, I had some ideas. I'll tell him tomorrow. He's a Kobe fan, loves Kobe. He also loves LeBron. I don't. If you want to put a little of your money as an investment in those cards or those players, it's not a flip. It's not to sell quick. First of all, you love those players. And second, so maybe something like that. But yeah, I think he's understanding. It's not as it seems.
You can find plenty of Kobe rookies in good condition or even great condition for like a couple of $100. You can buy 5 or 6 of them. And if you want to get them graded, you can. If you don't, you can keep them in a one touch. They're nice to have. I
know,
two
but you're
graded-
brand, someone brand new. No one wants raw. You're brand new. You see slabs. You raw's irrelevant. Raw doesn't matter. Raw is raw. Ha.
That's when you tell them you want the card, not the slab.
I know.
Okay, it looks good. It is good. I have
Charles, if it feels right tomorrow, maybe you could, in the later part of the show when he calls in, you could join us. If it feels like you got something to say.
Well, I mean, if I can contribute, by all means. That's what I'm here for,
Hey,
Professor.
thank you for calling in, Charles.
All right, thank you.
That's one. Let's get a couple more. Good call from Charles, by the way. That was a good call. Let's get a couple more. Appreciative of that. Did our Jeff bit here, but they're just promoting and shilling it. Golden number 1, Jeff number 2, maybe 1A. Let's see. This guy's going to talk about the death of whatnot.
Is dying. What?
By the way, his name's Gucci Rips, same guy that made the video on the kid that got Tyler Shuck. He got absolutely screwed. Here we go.
Watch this. I'm gonna look up a random single card shows on whatnot, and I'm nothing against the people or the show I'm gonna find. Nothing against them. I'm just gonna click on it and explain to you why the single show on whatnot's dead. All right, guys. Nothing against this guy. Seriously, nothing against this guy. Okay. I'm not attacking or anything. I'm just showing facts. So this card right here is a Travis Hunter autograph out of $299, going for, that's a lot, $74. Oh, $174. That's crazy. All right, so it ended at $174 to Troy the Boy, whoever that is. And I looked it up. Travis Hunter out of $299 autograph rookie from Absolutes, and I think the sales are like
explain this
35. It sold a bunch of times for $35, $36. So it didn't sell. He had to run it again because maybe the guy looked it up and this
$36, $36, $69.40. I don't know, it's 69, another 100. That's weird. Why'd it go for 70 something dollars when the comps are about 36? You could say, okay, there's this weird $100 one. Not, oh, that's a different card. That's a patch in it. I assumed that, so why?
It's like, oh, that's not the card. That's not comping. So yeah, $36 for one. So he reran it and it still sold for a lot of money. $67, double the comp.
Double, why? That's fishy. A lot of fishiness. If you listen to the Upper Deck CEO, he talks about manipulation so much, shill bidding and more. Emphasis for him and more. That's a whole nother part when someone new, like my brother, wants to get in. It's like, well,
Okay, so as we looked up that Travis Hunter, I mean, it last sold on eBay for $37. Or, I'll give it a benefit of that. Like, maybe whatnot single sales should be recorded. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should whatnot single shows sales be recorded so that we can look it up on Card Ladder and, there's an oddball comp that says $67 on the Travis Hunter. And then, before that, it was $35. What do you guys think? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's weird. And then here's some more weird stuff someone sent me. He's a Royal fan. He likes to collect Royal cards. This guy, Nolan Sailors. I mean, it's normally going for much less than this. So we have this card here. It ended at 105. He's like, dude, that's crazy. I wanted to bid on this card. I can't at that price. And so we go further. And I asked around. And I mean, I already knew, but I made sure to get confirmation. This guy, A7, G1, he has zero bid history. This guy has 1 bid history. Okay, then we have a legitimate bid. So then this guy with 1 bids again. Then we have legitimate, then a 0 bids. Then a legitimate, then a 0 A5 bids. This was A7 down here. Now we have A5. Then we have legitimate. Then we have A5. 0 feedback. For some reason, okay, went to 1350, then 14, same guy. Then we have someone with legitimate feedback. And as we go up more, then we have that same A5, 0 feedback, A5, 0 feedback, RU, 1 feedback, 007, 2 feedback, RU, 1 feedback. Oh, A5 gets back. We got a 0 feedback again, a 2 feedback, a 0 feedback, a 2 feedback, a 0 feedback, a 0 feedback, a 2 feedback, a 0. Okay. It goes higher to $59. All the way up. We have some legitimate bids here because the card's supposed to be about $50, $60, somewhere in that range. And so you see a legitimate bid at $59 up at the top here for $59. Okay, and then as you see, it ends here. We have a couple more legitimate bids. He goes all the way to 60. At $59, okay, 60 is my max because that's about right where the card should sell. Everything else 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 0. This is called shill bidding. This is what you'd assume. I don't know what it is. You'd assume by looking at it what's going on. This guy's has zero feedback, zero history here. And then somehow some original feedback, bigger feedbacker guy did win it up here at 105, 103. Why? I have no idea why I got pushed that high in the first place. And as you can see, there's one of these guys, bidder E2, zero feedback, nothing, no bid, bid on one item, total bids 5. These people don't buy, they just bid to up the price. That's what it looks like. That's how this guy feels that sent me this. The card should sell for $50 to $60, not $105, and not have so many zero feedback people. And then here's another one that doesn't make sense. So this Barry Sanders ended yesterday, 2 days ago. Where is it? Sold 4 sharp corners, January 18th, 2 days ago, for $2,300, over $2,300. All right, I understand now. You scroll up. We have another PSA 10 that sold for $1,950 the next day. But the reason this $2,300 doesn't really make sense at all is here's one that you could buy it now for $2,100, $10 shipping. And I want to make a different point in a second. But scrolling down, okay, here's one listed at Barry Sanders. This is bidding. $2,200. $2,098. $2,100. So who in their right mind is paying over for a PSA 10 already? This makes no sense. And this happens often, on a daily. It just makes no sense when you could just go buy the same card, the same copy. And the other thing is you think this card's rare and it should be valuable. It's not, because you could just go buy cards. And this is going to create a new comp, whatever they did there. But it's not. You could go buy one of these cards any day of the week. Many options. And so when you think a card is valuable, it's when you can't find a card. When you go scrolling here and it's just not there. The other point I want to make is I do like the auto on card. And as you'll see here, it's very clear. I don't know what this recently sold for. He's asking $5,000. Same guy asking $6,000. But clearly it's more than double, because this Barry Sanders scorecard is not rare. But when you add the autograph to it in a 10-10, it becomes extremely rare. There's just far less copies of the auto graded, and you have to put your faith in PSA and authenticating. But, these auto cards are going to be sought after because they're more rare. They're the little parallel, and everyone's going to have been trained over the past decade. Auto. Oh, I could get a Barry regular or a Barry auto. Yeah, I want the Barry auto. All right. So we got, cards has been making a push. It's the ultimate hype right now. This idiot over here wants to tell you sports card for beginners. So we'll do it. I want to, maybe we can only listen 2 minutes. I'll make it as far as I can, but you have more cards in the zeitgeist, in the big hype, 1.8 million views. But this guy, Caleb Hammer Financial Audit, he takes the different route. It's not here, put your money here. Let me be a Dumbo and listen to you talk about this new trading investments. Ooh, what an opportunity. No. This guy's lost $426,000 a year on Pokemon. Below 13 days ago, maybe you saw it. I've never seen anything like this. $250K a month on $25,000 a month on Pokemon. This guy's a real, he shouldn't be spent. And we'll watch a little bit of him for sure. It's not the first time I scrolled down. There was more Yu-Gi-Oh cards or his financial future. It's common, and it's going on with sports cards as well. So let's try to take a listen to this guy's shill cards real quick.
How come some things just naturally do really well, like baseball cards, and other things, for example, soccer is a much larger sport globally, but soccer cards aren't
You're going to find out real quick. Cards aren't his expertise.
Very popular. The same thing goes, I feel like, for football. Football's very popular here in America. Basketball. Yeah. Basketball is massive here, but I feel like people don't care as much about football, definitely. Soccer, definitely. And basketball cards maybe less than baseball, when baseball seems like such like a unique and like not very popular sport relative to the others.
I think that's a controversial take. I think it's
really,
yeah. I think basketball
right
cards.
Basketball cards I can see, but football and soccer.
Football's a good product. Okay, soccer recently has been one of those value creation tools that I'm talking about. So a 2004 Mega Cracks Lionel Messi. Okay. You could get a PS.
No, you can't. Because you're not rich. Because you're not loose with your money if you are that rich. But that's no. When they say you can, no. They want to hype this to Kevin O'Leary. They want to hype it to people with money, investors, and trick them. This is the best investment you can make. But no, the average person can't afford this card. Now, I'm guessing how much his card is. I don't know. I'm going to guess he's going to say a big price.
SA10 for like $30,000 6 years ago.
And
today, that card sells for over $1 million. Maybe
Now, this guy's a smart guy. Why? That seems a bit volatile. That seems a bit funny. That seems a bit weird. No. Cards is the new investment. Cards is the new stock market. Cards is the new Bitcoin. No. For 5 years, it's gone crazy. For 4 years. How about the 50 years before? You know, these smart guys, they look at charts, they look at history, they got away from they're bought in. If you look at the fundamentals, you look back to real estate, and you have a chart going hundreds of years. You look back at the stock market. I believe the stock market started in the 1700s, I believe. Not the New York Stock Exchange, but you can go back generations. It created generational wealth. And now they have all this money because the market's done nothing but boom over the years. And they have all this extra money. They don't know what to do with it. Let's try this. Logan Paul thinks this is good. He made some money off it. So will I. I'm so clever.
$1.2 million.
So you think it could be on the come up? Soccer.
It's 100% on the come up. And what's happened right now, a few cards have kind of run away from the pack, and Pele's always tend to do really well. But no, now soccer cards are.
But you have to, he's speaking to someone with millions of dollars. That's how this is coming across. That soccer card mentions millions of dollars. So when he's talking like this, you're not talking to my brother, you're not talking to Collector Charles, you're not talking to me, you're not talking to most of the people in the chat. You're talking to people with money to burn. And people with money to burn, the smart ones, stay away from any investment that went from 30,000 to millions. That's fucking fishy and weird. And anyone with half a brain would be smart to be like, what's going on?
On fire.
It's just,
yeah.
That's what Jason Oppenheim said.
I could actually look into that.
He bought the Messi card, and then he said he lost money because had he just held on to it, he would have made even more.
No doubt. Oh, absolutely. That card.
No doubt. Well, that's about all I could do with this fuck. But let's watch it. This was entertaining.
Well, what's going on, dude?
I'm not sure what's going on. I kind of just, I was spending a little bit too much, but
what, on the Pokemon?
I mean, nah. This is my fun money. This is all good.
Fun, you have fun. Wait till you hear this guy's financial background breakdown. But when you hear Pokemon, the same thing happens with sports cards. I made the video, the guy getting a divorce. She could save money better than me. Well, he's spending their electricity bill and the money she made on sports cards and not, money they don't have.
Money. If you say you're spending too much, do you have fun money?
Yeah, I'm just talking more about the rent. Like, rent's just way too expensive to where I was at.
In a town of 650?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
what was rent?
It was 650. Yeah, it was. Yeah, because I live with my sister now.
His rent was $650. Excuse me, a little stomach issue there. $650. Yeah, my stomach bothered me all weekend. Took a lot out of me, but we made it. 3 days. Today's already Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, let's do this real quick. I know I'm all over the wrong button. This is me when I'm about 8 years old. I've had this card still mint condition since 1994. Hey now, playing for the Sonics. Gary Payton, Hershey Hawkins, Detlef Schrempf. I don't know. All right, that's fun. Cute. Back to the normal show.
Well, how are you struggling? I mean, I know you don't make it a crap ton of money. Does your sister or does your girlfriend live there too?
No.
Or do you still have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
That girlfriend?
Like, the one that we pulled this with?
How long have you guys been together?
8 months.
That girlfriend?
Oh, okay. It really sounded like it was a lot longer, but that's okay. No, nothing wrong with that.
I just couldn't afford
Maybe
my
you're
last
moving
rent.
together. So what was rent that you couldn't afford then?
It was $650, so just couldn't afford that.
You could afford that. I'm
no,
sorry. You are on
no.
a lower income objectively, but even still, with that is still 23% of your net pay.
$650. You gotta get cheaper than that.
Where was the rest of the money? What do you mean no?
I mean, it was just expensive to live there. You got food. You got
Sure, it's money. Food. Well, yeah. What, does your sister pay for all your food? Are you a child?
Oh, no, I pay for my food. I pay for my food at least.
So what are you talking about then? Yeah, apartment was expensive because I got food.
Yeah,
$650 is not expensive.
You have food at your sister's place. She's not paying for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense. Okay. So, well, no, objectively, yes, it is money out the door. That sucks. It took like a quarter of your income. That
Just wait for it. It's coming here in about 30 seconds. Just wait for it.
sucks net. But it was still in the affordability. Your spending and whatever you got yourself into must have been beyond out of control. If 25% made or broke you, then the other 80%, where was the other 80%? Because you must have spent over what you brought in.
I mean, I had like my car payment, my insurance, and then like my fund money.
Do you not have?
Oh, no, I still have. So I have my car payment, my insurance, my fund money. So it just kind of got in the way of my rent payment.
Well, you spend money on these Pokemons as well. Do you at least resell them?
No. Why would I resell my babies?
What? Because
look at this. You think I'm going to sell this?
Means nothing to me. It literally means nothing to me.
Should have brought a cooler one, I guess.
It would have meant nothing to me. I don't know what anything is. I know what Pikachu is.
He knew Pikachu, but everybody knows Pikachu.
Oh yeah, that's Pikachu right there.
Bring me a
I should have
Pikachu.
brought a cool Pikachu. I do have one. He's
Any
modeled after Van
Pikachu would have
Gogh.
been the only one I know. How many packs a month do you buy?
Packs a month?
Say it.
That's a hard one. Probably like over 200-300
packs.
Yeah, like these.
How much is a pack?
I don't know, like about sometimes $5. Depends what's coming in.
Wait, 200 to 300. Let's call it 250. That's 1,250. You're complaining about a $600 rent, $800 rent. What was your rent?
Like $650 plus utilities.
Buddy, the amount you spent on Pokemon on a monthly basis was double your rent.
Yeah, I mean that was a little bit slower of a month for Pokemon, but
no. Well, okay, then what are you spending on Pokemon on normal? On normal.
I think just this year.
Wait, how's your girlfriend even? Does she know?
Yeah, she opened this one. She pulled this.
Pulled this. Oh, that's what you meant by pull. You got
out of the pack
and you pulled it. Gotcha. And she doesn't view this as beyond childish behavior. And she's sticking with it. Well, because you said you couldn't afford rent, but you spent double of what rent was on Pokemon on a, according to you, slow month.
I mean, I just view it as childish. She gets to rip packs with me. Like every new set that comes out, we'll usually do like pack battles with each other.
I mean, the guy Caleb has every right to be frustrated. This guy sounds like it's just so stupid. And, you know, you can replace Pokemon with sports cards. And these are some of our friendly faces that want to make sure you get it on the hype, that make sure that you can't pay for, you know, hey, you know, you got to pay rent. Go move in with your sister. Keep ripping, keep playing, but just go move in with your sister. Save the $650 a month. No problem. No problem. All right. CIA Auctions, thank you for sponsoring the lives. That Rodman card finished up. I thought 15 to 25 grand. We saw the 8s in September. BGS 8 sold for 17 or 18,000, and he got just over that, 21,000 buyers premium included in that. So it went for just over $21,000. The Rodman. Oh, it doesn't do that. All right. Anyways, that's about what I thought it would. So it took a huge push up because we had saw like 4,000, maybe 5,000. So that's how those things work at the very end. But the Rodman, when's the next? Let's just see bid now. When's the next auction? It's not always running bidding close. I'm not sure when the next one is. Anyways, coming up soon. But the Rodman sold. All right. Here's another. We're full of kabooms. We got Ryan from GemRate. Created it, founded it, owns it. He's calling in 22 minutes. I think that's going to be a great conversation. I'm looking forward to that conversation. Tomorrow, it should be a bunch of fun. We'll do the bracket. I'm going to have the bracket. I'll let you vote. So I'll make sure there's every time I'm ready to do one of these, we'll put it, I'll put it out for a minute, maybe 2 minutes tops. You'll vote who moves on. I'll try to have a clip for each person. Keep you're thinking fresh. Anything else? We did bingo. We'll do Griffey Watch tomorrow. I'm gonna check this week. I know Greek Oki sent me something, but this is the you could screenshot it. You can do. I'm not going to read it all, but if you do want to send anything, me, students, whatever, there it is. I've had people ask, so I did get a cheap box. All right, so let's continue. What else? Let me just see. I want to get this is not news. Breaking Beckett set for major change, new label. Like anyone can, like this is what they think people want. Let's distract them. Let's get them thinking something different. We've got to change the narrative, but we're going to hike that price up as well sometimes. So this is stupid. I mean, this is just non-news. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. And somehow the talking heads are going to make it news because the sports card industry hobby, it's hard to make interesting. Well, this was an interesting one. Oh, Jesus. Our favorite.
Patience with this one, you guys. I started this dent process on my live show last Wednesday night. I did 5 cycles of card spray.
Another shill. Shilling is company, shilling the card, shilling cleaning cards, shilling fixing cards. If that happens to your card, guess what? That's what happens. Not today, not in 2026. And then you have, the spawn-offs of Kurt's Card Care, and a lot of them are in TCG, and this is just now the norm, and no one gives a shit. No one's going to say anything because you could just fix up whatever. You could buy it cheap. It's dinged up. Someone sees it's messed up. All right, we take our loss. No. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to clean it. I'm going to press it. I'm going to wax it. I'm going to smush it. And I'm going to make money.
And really just massaging the dent with the card tool, like I'll show you. I just did that process over and over for 5 days in a row. And I was going to post a picture of before and after, but I'm like, oh, it's too cool. I just wanted to kind of explain it a little bit and kind of give you a nudge to do this. So just let me show you what I'm talking about. This is like...
Oh, my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. Get your goddamn ass on.
Could you hear that? Sometimes I play the clip, the little voice sound machine, and you don't hear it. I think you heard it. I don't know. So I mentioned it a couple weeks ago on the live that Dustin had a couple thumbnails that stood out. This one especially, new card collectors duped. Those big eyes, and it did well. And then he kind of followed that here. The biggest ripoff, 4,500. You'll notice his thumbnails have gotten incredibly better. And this has nothing to do with me pumping me. Me and Dustin talked for a half hour at the National. It was a good talk. And my channel was climbing at that point. My channel was really hitting some steam. And something I told him that I need to tell myself again, and it's showing here, and I'm not saying I had anything to do with this, thumbnails matter as much as the content. Without a good thumbnail, you're just getting left behind. So these thumbnails are professional quality, well done, and it's showing in some of the views. Now, I haven't watched these videos. So he made one recently. It didn't do as hot as I thought. Oh, that's 7 hours ago. It did do better than that. Let's see. Yeah, sure. 3.7. Then he got release another one. And you can see what he's doing with the thumbnails. Some of them don't look like him. Put on a little weight there. That's all right. But when I hear Arena Club struggling, I got to run and listen. So I want to see what he says. I also want to see if he's changed up anything besides the thumbnail. So we'll give some love to Dustin, or we'll give some shade, and he's probably feeling pretty good. 8,000 views here. It also goes to show you, YouTube is YouTube. Just because people saw someone take down a video, just because you have Probstein, it doesn't fucking matter. This is YouTube. And I'll give Dustin a little credit. As he should. He took a lot of shade a month or two ago, as he should. We had Probstein on 4 times before Snipe. He didn't know. He takes down the video of P. Ryan. That is up to him. And he struggled there for me. I had to feel like, fuck. And so something I noticed from Dustin out of this, and it's just true, is the guy's a competitive. He's not going to give up on it. He's been doing it 4 years. He doesn't care. He's going to keep going, and he's competitive. As you see, he's coming out stronger. It should have been done years ago. Should we take a little credit over here? I want to see better content. So let's see. His thumbnails get better. His views are, and I'd love to see Arena Club struggling. And we'll grade the video a little bit.
And that's why I'm excited to tell you guys about my new partnership with Arena Club.
Dustin, 2 seconds. We want more. Good job. Way to start. Taking the notes. Well done.
And that's why I'm excited to tell you guys about my new partnership with Arena Club.
Morning, Alf. While yes, virtual digital repacks, they've become very popular lately, but Arena Club.
This one better be a good one. Okay, we got 19.
I notice a trend here too. These aren't just women. The women we've seen so far in Fanatics Collect and with Logan Paul, and now here, I mean, any of us would be flattered. Any of us would be very happy. So at least looks wise. These are not, they're picking women on purpose here, it feels like.
1968 Mickey Mantle card. Okay.
Is Arena Club in particular running out of
1968 Mickey Mantle card.
Mickey Mouse? Oh, Mickey Mouse, 1968. Wait a minute, he's in a baseball uniform. Wait a minute, he's white. Wait a minute, he's holding a bat. That's not Mickey fucking Mouse.
Okay.
Is Arena Club
Oh, Mickey Mantle? Who the fuck's Mickey Mantle?
in particular running out of money?
Now you kids are probably asking yourselves, hey Matt, how can we get back on the right track?
And to be fair, Dustin used to put it when he first started, he put a little more love like this. The only reason I watched Dustin in the beginning is because I like this Chris Farley shit. I find a little comedy. If you don't notice, comedy's important. And so yes, this is not for a couple years there already, we would have had 3 advertisements thrown in our face. So well done, Dustin. This is right. And I hope I don't hear an ad here in the next 30 seconds. But this is how you're killing your retention right off the bat. Dustin says he looks at the numbers. It doesn't kill retention. It killed me. But this is the way. This is the way. Let's see. You got to keep me.
For those that might be new to the hobby or those that just collect cards and don't know what the heck a digital repack is, essentially, this is a pack that is open.
It's not the same girl, right? It's a different girl. Fucking A. Dustin, way to get to the point. Way to not throw some. I know, okay, I want to give my viewers some. No, that's not what we want. We tune in because we want the fastball. This is right. The first 30 seconds. Adapting, learning. It took a couple bad months there, rough months for him to finally get inspired and say, hey, I'm competitive. I'm not quitting. I'm putting my head down. I'm learning. I'm getting better. I'm putting a little more. So far, the thumbnails, pro quality, they're doing well for you. And you got into the video in 30 seconds, in 2 seconds. You got to keep me though. Sometimes it lacks some substance for me, but A+ so far on the thumbnail and getting right to it.
Digitally, but it's real cards. So real cards, but it's just done digitally. Arena Club is one of these companies that popped up a couple of years ago, actually first as a grading company and then pivoted. They swerved a little bit. And now they are, yes, a grading company, sort of, and a vault marketplace, sort of.
I know, come on.
A repack company. And so I looked at their website. What are the current offerings by Arena Club? Just trying to wrap my head around this. All right, so they have the most.
Now we're going away from the title. Tell me this later. I want to know why they're losing money. And we got a caller we'll take right now. I want to know why they're losing money. There it is. There it is. All the promos.
They be running out of money. So Arena.
3 minutes later. I know. Another. A lesson from the professor. By the way, good job in the beginning. You want and I'm not saying I always do this, and this is good information for me again. You want whatever you sell in the title, you want to deliver quickly. So 3 minutes a little late. I liked your first 30 seconds. I didn't need that 2 minutes. Save it for after. The viewer wants whatever that title is to be delivered on it quick, soon. Because then now you have some credibility. Okay, this is what it says in the title. He went right for it. Oh, okay, let's dig in more. You lost me in that 2 minutes. I'm kind of, I need to fast forward. So small little things, but that's something, it's just the truth. It's just, we do YouTube. You're putting a lot of time and effort, clearly.
Club, they reached out to me, as well as some of these other kind of digital repack companies for sponsorship, for the channel sponsorship. It just hasn't been the right fit for me, but I can tell you that they pay really well. Yep. Whether it's just a straight cash offer or it's a combination of...
Still, get to the fucking thing. And then we got a caller. We'll do the caller. Then Ryan's going to call from GemRate. And we'll call it a night. The 2026 Shill Bracket Championship tomorrow.
The digital, like you can get some digital packs along with cash. Maybe they have deals too where it's just the digital packs that they give you. I don't know. But more or less, the offer looked to be a cash offer. And I've noticed that they are sponsoring a lot of folks. Like everybody, it feels like.
And welcome to the Arena Club.
All right. Way to throw it in. I'm going to kill it there. We got Hardcore Collector, I think, got a bunch on this stuff. And then we'll listen to Ryan from GemRate. What's up, Hardcore Collector?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. You get to watch you get to watch that football championship game last night?
Championship was good. I love the NFL. Championship was good also. I had some basketball on with it as well. I hear the Raiders might trade for Lamar Jackson. I'd rather get Mendoza. I don't want to take somebody else's seconds.
Yeah, retreads.
You want Lamar, or would you rather have the pick? That's actually a good question. He's a Raider fan. Would you rather take Lamar Jackson, or would you rather have the first overall pick?
I mean, Lamar Jackson has suffered injuries, and I'm just not, a big fan of, where we're at. If we were a quarterback away from winning a championship, then yeah, do everything you can to get Lamar. But you look at his contract, how he's been injured. There was talks that go ahead.
No, and then I'll let you go. But no, you're 100% that having the rookie quarterback deal allows teams to be able to spend in other places.
Yeah, exactly. And there was talks that Lamar wasn't communicating with his offensive coordinator and stuff. And so I don't know. I just think that with all that combined, I would rather go the Fernando Mendoza direction. I think
hell yes. That's what I want. I want a rookie quarterback. I just want my quarterback. Let's see. Take the top guy. Okay. In 10 minutes, Ryan from Gemrate. So I know you wanted to get some stuff off your chest. The floor is yours.
All right. I appreciate it. So this is
hold on. Hardcore Collector, we got Greg Reviews with us. Greg, give me a thumbs up and I'll put you on with us. There it is. So I'm going to throw him on. We'll introduce him and then we'll let Hardcore go. Greg, how you doing? First time caller.
What's up, man? First time, long time.
Hey, now.
Finally got some courage to call in. Really enjoy the show. I really enjoy your content. You're like the only one that's like speaking truth to power here. But I've been in this hobby since like 1992, off and on. And it's just crazy how like it's turned into like a modern day gold rush. Like back in the day, you could just go to your local card shop, buy a pack of cards for $2-3, have some fun with it.
Fun. It's fun. It was fun. It doesn't feel fun anymore, or that same sort of fun.
Now I look at the hobby and it's so ripe for fraud. It's crazy. Like, let's say I have like 1589 Griffies in a PSA 10 and I see the price is going down. Say I list 5 of them. I tell my buddy to overbid on them, raise the price back up. Now you can sell
that easy, right? It's that easy.
And that's just like a microcosm. Like imagine like a macro scale of that going on. It's just, and that's just.
And
like
I think it is. I think it is.
It's crazy. Like I'd be scared to hop back in it right now. I'm just kind of an outside observer. I just like enjoying the content, seeing people like you actually like tell the truth about some of this stuff and not just blow smoke up everybody's ass.
Hell yes, Greg. Greg, let's. I know you want to stay on with me and Mike, or you want.
I just wanted to say that I'm kind of shy.
Yeah.
Maybe now that I've kind of broken my cherry a little bit, maybe I can be on a little more. But I just kind of wanted to say that, and I'm just glad that people like you exist in this hobby. But like I said, speak truth to power. So,
Greg,
I appreciate
that. And please call back again. I'd love to do another 2 or 3 minutes, just getting to know you more and your frustrations.
It's crazy, man. But yeah, thank you for having me on. You were like, as soon as I hopped on the StreamYard, you had me on in like 5 seconds. So
hell yes.
He's on that, brother.
All right, bro. Have a good night. Hey, new caller. Look at that.
That's awesome.
All right, hardcore. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
All right. So I'm pretty passionate about this. Thanks for bringing this topic up. Thanks for letting me come on. I do agree with you, but like I want to focus more on like big picture, some stuff, because I'm, pretty well versed. I feel like at least in this area when it comes to shilling in general. Okay. So to me, the way that I look at things is like I think everybody has an agenda, no matter the topic, and it's usually somehow financially based, and then I always try to look at like subjects and things like there's your truth, their truth, and then the real truth is somewhere in the middle. And again, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying like I try to be
very fair, of course.
So I try to look at all sides before I have like a strong opinion. But on this one, I do have a pretty strong opinion. So like my question is this, like name something that's not being shilled in today's society. I mean, you watch football games with gambling apps, streaming services. Like you used to be able to go to YouTube to get away from commercials, right? And then there was Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney. Now they all have commercials, bro. Like we were trying to get out of the commercials like on TV and stuff. And now you go to these streaming services. I don't know if you own, if you're subscribed to any of them, but like even Disney has commercials on the streaming app. So like what is a commercial?
Advertising. Okay, so advertising is important. It clearly works because many companies spend millions and millions on advertising. What's happening here is it's not advertising. It's it's marketed to you as if it's some guy, an authority, come do this. It's not presented as an advertisement, just like that lady ripping Arena Club we just saw. It's not it's presented as fun entertainment. It's not an ad. Is my biggest issue with it. If it was presented more like an advertisement, okay, but all this shill, guys, it's not presented that way.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. I just see it as like a bigger problem. So like, to me, if you see a gambling commercial, is that advertising or is that shilling? Like,
but it's not right either way. It's not right.
Right. Yeah. You got to go to DraftKings. You got to go to FanDuel. You got to go to our sports book. And then now you watch your favorite YouTubers. Now even some of your YouTubers are like advertising for Fanatics Live. So like, it's not that I disagree with you. I'm just saying the shill like shit is everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? And to me, I do believe that commercials is a form of shilling. It's just,
well, it's not, but we know they paid a lot of money for that spot, and
but how is that any different? My argument would be, how is that any different than the guys that are shilling or advertising it? And
when
Pac-Man
opens the packs, he's not saying, here, this is an advertisement to break with me, to open product, to be in breaks. He's not saying that. There's none of that. And I know you're saying in the ads, but we know Chrysler paid X amount of money. We don't know if Jeff is in bed with Arena Club, or we don't know exactly what Jeff stands with PSA, or where Jeff... They make it presented as a Bugatti, this lifestyle, this thing. And I agree. I do. It's a bigger problem in society right now. 100%. Anything on IG, I will agree with you. I've heard it this way. Anything on IG, Instagram is just a curated advertisement. It just doesn't. It's not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be your favorite content creator wearing these shoes, or yeah, man. Go ahead. What else? What else you got?
And again, it's not that I'm disagreeing with you. I just think that it's like it's everywhere. I guess is my point to that. So, and then here's a couple more things. All right, almost no one is transparent. Telling you what they bought a card for. So you don't know if they profited $10, $100, or $1,000. So when these people are shilling, like, we don't know what they act like almost no one in this fucking hobby is transparent and like, hey, I bought this card for this. I'm selling it for this. I held it for this long. This is why I bought it. And this is what I'm profiting. Very few people do that. And so to your point, yeah, there are a lot of people shilling. They'll be like, oh, I sold this card for $2,000. Well, what the fuck did you buy it for? What if you bought the card for $1,900 or $1,950? You made $50 on the card, So there are a lot of people in this hobby shilling. And one of the things I do want to say real quick, most people know this stuff. It's not like I'm Einstein, trying to reinvent the wheel here about some of the stuff I'm going to talk about. But I do think there's some things that are a bigger problem. And one of them is, transparency. Shop owners or breakers are not telling you what they paid for a box, or what I would call like a junk wax box in today's era, and they're going to pump these boxes that they're profiting on. And they won't even tell you like what they bought the box for and what they're profiting off of it. Instead they're going to they're going to pump up like Bowman like I like one of the last guests you had on about Leaf, I forget his name, but the old
Ryan
CEO
Gray,
owner,
probably.
Yeah, owner of Leaf. And I like Leaf. I've bought in Leaf. I have some Leaf autos here of absolute garbage, dude. Have you guys ever heard of MJ Anderson auto? I mean, Bo Collins, Austin Jones, these are the junk autos you're getting in fucking Leaf, man. And then there's other ones like shit, like Sage, right? Like, who the fuck is this
Tops
guy?
is no different, by the way.
I know, but I'm just saying, Davis Cheek, you guys ever heard of that motherfucker? What about this guy? Sean McGrew?
Oh, come on, bro. Sean.
Yeah. Kalon,
this is hilarious.
Gervid. But I'm just saying, like, be careful what you guys buy, dude. Like Bowman, there's some like good stuff, but part of all this shilling stuff is like people are pumping up Bowman. Most people don't want to buy college football or college baseball. There's some, right? If it's like
maybe it's 7-8 years, they want the pro jersey. It's just people can't wait. Ooh, this is their first. This is their, I can't wait. But people want pro jersey, and I agree completely with B Squared. Content has become more about ego rather than cards. You're right.
So I like the owner of Leaf, but I'm just saying, like, he's like, Leaf has good stuff. I've bought in their stuff, dude. And like, yeah, you can hit some one-on-ones, but they overprinted it. So even that is a form of shilling. As much as I like the guy and he's got some good points, he's a really smart guy, obviously successful, more successful than me. But I mean, let's just be real about some of this shit. Like people pumping up, like these breakers and card shop owners will pump up Bowman U. Why? because they buy it for cheap and they're making massive profits. But the reality is, nobody wants these cards. For the most part, when it comes to college players,
nobody.
There's no resale value in
That's
most
because
of
they
this
have an
shit,
auto.
dude.
They have an auto though.
But unless it's maybe a Patrick Mahomes or very seldom are you going to be able to resell this shit, So they're pumping up Bowman U, so this is where it pisses me off because
let's finish here. Go ahead. Go.
They're being fake. They're not being transparent, and they're pumping up shit that, if you're newer to the hobby, then you're not going to know. You're going to get smoked. I could buy Leaf, and I got some autos. Nobody wants these guys. These are worth 5 fucking cents, dude. I could give them to a kid.
I love this. I absolutely love what you brought. And
a kid would probably be like, dude, I don't want your junk wax cards. He's like, give me Pokemon or something.
No, I didn't want to add on because my brother recently bought that card, the Wemby Inception, which you're talking about, Bowman U auto, and he doesn't know. He's brand new. So he saw, okay, it's a PSI. It's a little cheaper than the rest of the Wemby autos, but it's a rookie. So I'm going to go with that. But he doesn't know. So you're absolutely right. People just don't know. It's very confusing. I enjoyed the call a lot. I hope we could do it again.
Last thing
I know you had more. Go ahead. Last thing.
But I'll make it quick. I think we should do a better job, and you are, right? You're not shilling shit or whatever. Try to educate people. Now, most people, if they're old collectors and stuff, they've been around this hobby, they know. But if there is newer guys, if we could try to figure out a way to maybe help prevent some of this stuff from happening, then to me that would be a positive. And
hey,
I don't know
up. That's what we're doing. That's what we're trying.
Well, I appreciate you, man. And
Michael,
I'll
I know you had more,
so
maybe we could get you back on soon because I know you had more to rant about, and do you rant. So let's do it again soon.
All right, appreciate it, man. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Hey, I saw that. Okay, so coming on now, which I'm very excited for because we're going to learn. Ryan has tons of insight, important knowledge on the hobby industry. And I feel like if I do my job right now, tonight, some of that insight could be shed to all of us. So let's give the man a proper introduction.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I've done that 3 times recently and the person's gone. That's hilarious. But he was gone. Now he's back. Mr. Ryan, how you doing? Oh, no. Are you muted? I cannot hear you. Are you muted? Maybe it's my... Let's see. Oh, there you go. It was my headphones. How you doing, Ryan? Oh, damn it. Not my headphones. Can you hear him? I cannot hear him. We'll get you. Who, me? Ryan created GemRate, and he's trying to get the audio right. I'm a huge pop count nerd. I mean, just a huge pop count nerd. And so this will be interesting. So I want him, when we get his audio, to give us a quick introduction. I know why I think pop counts are important, but he'll do the same for us. And I have questions lined up. If you have questions for Ryan from GemRate, ask him in the chat. We'll star him. Let's put him back. Let's see if we can hear. He looks frustrated, so maybe not. Don't worry. It'll all work. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Hell yes.
I'm here. We're doing this?
Loud and clear.
All right. We pulled it off. Well, thanks for having me on.
I'm very excited you're coming on. What year did GemRate start?
Right at the beginning of 21. So 2021.
Okay. I'm going to give you, I'm not sure if you heard, but in my opinion, you have a lot of knowledge. And so I'm a pop count nerd, and I just want you to start. Why are pop counts so important?
Yeah, so it's transparency and context around just print runs. It helps it's not, precise, obviously, but it's sort of a directionally helping people understand, how much supply is out there ultimately, which you need to help think about pricing. It helps you sort of build confidence when you're participating in the hobby, when you're making purchases, and so it just sort of brings light to supply ultimately, especially, in a world where Panini hasn't released, odds in years or maybe ever. Topps at least does that, right, to give you some context, but even then it's still challenging. So in the era of case hits, for example, pop reports are huge because it's the only real visibility you get into potential supply.
Yeah, and exactly that. And the thing I'd add on is things that generally hold value, where things are defying odds right now with Griffey Upper Deck, but generally they're rare. Generally they're low pop count. And so as you research, you generally want to pick up things, or it's fun to pick up things that are more rare. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's some element of, high pop count cards work in the sense that, you want to show them off. There's some flexing to just having a card that people care about and they're going to understand what it stands for. But generally speaking, people like, things that are rare, hard to come by for sure. And that's
Okay,
where
so
I fall.
here's what I think most of us, it almost counterintuitive. It's like, how does it keep going up? Eventually all the other cards, the older cards get graded. And I know there's regrading, but how the hell, let me ask, graded cards continue to grow month by month, year by year. Do you see that continuing? And then how or why is this going on?
Yeah, so I do think it's going to continue. I mean, we've been fueled by the TCG craze, this year. I mean, I think people who saw the yearly recap that we did, or the year-end recap a couple weeks ago, TCG was up huge, where sports was actually down year over year, which I think is fine. I think if you're one of the grading companies, you're okay with that. TCG is more profitable for you. You can grade more. It's a smaller catalog. It doesn't take quite as many resources to sort of pull that off. But I do think the Fanatics Topps era, taking on these licenses, is going to increase demand for just more people participating. They're obviously putting a lot of money into marketing. Grading in general will increase, because grading ultimately a lot of times is kind of a bailout for people who open up boxes and rip packs. It's one of the few ways you can sort of redeem some of the, cost ultimately. It's one of the few points of leverage that people have in this hobby, the average collector, to make money. And so grading is going to continue to thrive from that standpoint. And then beyond that, you have sort of operational, you have a lot of the companies that have put a ton of money into, resourcing more appropriately for the given market. And, they're doing things, for example, like expanding internationally. So we're going to see a lot more of that play into it. It doesn't really impact us, obviously, as US collectors, but as from an absolute number, the volume is going to continue to increase for sure.
Are there metrics that you look at that keep you more clued in, or anything are there certain metrics that maybe the average person isn't looking at that you find interesting?
It's a good question. So I think like one of the things that, people take for granted to start is sort of just like, we've released this idea of the universal pop report, which not even, we don't do a great job of marketing it. We have this universal search on our site where you can go and you can understand, again, like in the world we live in today, everybody thinks PSA is dominant, and they are, right? I mean, you look at the numbers. However, if you're collecting somebody like Otani or Soto, or, I was originally collecting Lindor, which is one of the reasons I got into this project, which turned into my company, is that, the world 10 years ago didn't look anything like it does today, in the sense that, you want to understand supply through the lens of total population, right? Like PSA pop, if you go to eBay today, there's a great partnership between eBay and PSA that allows you to see how many cards exist in PSA populations. Really valuable for ultra modern stuff that's been released in the last few years, which is heavily weighted towards being graded by PSA, for example. However, if you're looking at anything that came out from 2012 to 2019, Beckett did a lot of grading back then. They did a lot of cards of significance. And so, you need to sort of look at the full picture of just what supply might look like. And a lot of times, again, you just see people present things through the lens of the PSA POV, and that's useful today, but it's not really representative of the sort of how things work. So anyways, that's like one thing that I like to sort of highlight.
Your site, because for me, I felt like the access was, I could go look up a PSA pop count. I always struggled to find, did Beckett have that listed as well back then?
They did, and they have not made a lot of improvements. I think that's one of the things people are excited about. If PSA/collectors does invest in the Beckett brand, that they will do a lot of what they did with PSA, in the sense of helping with operations, helping with the website, because the website is really hard to navigate. I mean, they've got a ton of agendas on there, and it's not clear how to navigate most of it.
Even the PSA pop count stuff, and that's it's not user friendly. Something like your site or something. It's just not the most user friendly. It's also not the most fun. Cards are fun, so looking up. I like the fact that we can make it a little more fun looking at the numbers, because the way PSA has it, it's not the most fun thing to do.
Yeah, it's still too hard to filter, sort of, look at it. That's again another reason we sort of built what we did, was just, I was copying and pasting everything into Excel, and it was a pain in the butt. And so ultimately, this is just a more, it's not perfect. It's through my lens of how I view the world, but it's definitely, top reports are great assets, great resources, but they haven't been invested in much by the grading companies. And so that's one area we've tried to help and support that. But yeah, there's certainly an opportunity to improve that too. And one of the things we're going to launch this year is a graded feed, which will allow you to follow certain cards, follow certain players, and see cards that have been graded through the lens of just cards that you care about, instead of having to go through a sport, through a set. Instead you could say, hey, I care about all the 2003 exquisites that show up, and people might have a feed and they say, hey, I actually only care about the LeBrons or the Jordans and things like that. Anyways, just trying to do things a little bit
That's
differently.
smart. That's a good. I like that. Because my big problem, and I think you saw the hobby score thing I'm working on, but it's like some of it's just not thinking about the user all the time. Now, you have so much data there. It's not, but I just find visual and friendly, and that gets me, and I'm not saying GemRate isn't, but GemRate's heavy numbers. I love the idea of letting me track what I want to track. I think that's kind of what you're saying.
That's right. Yep. It's kind of just like bringing the idea of watch lists and feeds to pop reports, instead of you having to sort of, filter and sort of, there's a lot of noise in the pop reports is sort of a big picture tool. One of the things, by the way, I do love what you're doing with the hobby score. I know this isn't on the agenda, but in general, I do love anything that helps bring a better understanding around cards of significance to the market, and sort of helps. It's one of the sort of biggest challenges, especially as the market's been growing. Education's still really limited. Resourcing is really limited to get people up to speed on just like, how do I navigate? I'm interested in participating. Where do I look? How do I sort of build a little bit of a frame of reference? And I like what you've done there. It's awesome.
Man, that's flattering. It means I just feel like there's still so much. So I'm gonna keep plugging away and working. And not to our two previous callers, Greg, thank you for calling in for the first time. I enjoyed it. And then Hardcore, I agree. His rant was fun. I have a question that I wasn't going to ask you. I'm going to ask anyways, because it just boggles my mind. We follow the Griffey almost weekly, the 89 upper deck. And obviously you're a pop count guy and I'm a pop count guy. Okay, there's 180,000 of these things graded, something like just ridiculous number. And somehow this card just keeps climbing. Even in a 9 and 8, it keeps climbing. It's bending odds. I know it's bending the laws. I don't understand. So is that going to continue, these cards going up, or do you have any insight or thought as why it keeps rising?
I think one of the things that I look forward to is there's going to be a day, I like to think of GemRate as sort of potentially helping to build like a Bloomberg for the hobby, but like, intrinsic value is something that's not really well understood in our hobby. I used to work in equity research and finance, and, if there is a higher demand for a card and it's, it stands for something very significant in the hobby, the pop count, the supply can be outweighed by the demand. And so that's what we're seeing with the Griffey right now. And importantly, liquidity is a huge factor in the market right now. Things that move quickly get a premium, and that Griffey moves everywhere and anywhere. And so, it's an easy card to, acquire and move really quickly to the right person. And so, or to, not even to the right person, just a lot of people in general would be happy to have that. And so I think that's kind of why you see cards like that defy what we've seen historically here over the last couple of years.
And I guess my caution is some of the somehow Griffey got crowned, and I understand fine, but you look at him, Derek Jeter's had just as good a career, if not better. He was loved. He played in New York. Barry Bonds on the wet, I love Barry Bonds growing up in California. So Ricky Henderson a few years before that. It just, I don't know. I understand. Maybe it's the Griffey card's attainable. It's the 10 is not $50,000. It's $4,000, but I don't expect that card to keep going up. Are we currently? A lot of people ask this question. I don't want to say junk wax, because obviously there's chase that's going to keep this stuff valuable. But wouldn't you say there's just so many slabs out there that we are going to be in a junk slab era?
Yeah, I think 4 years ago when I would have some of these conversations, we were definitely in the junk slab era, and that was around base. And now we're kind of in this junk parallel era where people believe that grading parallels is going to sort of, pay off for them in the long run. And ultimately, there's so many different parallels, and many of which are not very desirable or sort of sought after. And so, people are grading things that have serial numbers on them, hoping to sort of, again, move things at a premium for what it would sell for raw. And ultimately, you still need to find buyers there. And I just think we're in a period now where people are overgrading, again, cards that they think are going to be significant. And it's a bit of a head fake. So I think like right now, sure, we're in a junk slab era for sure. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
I know we're sports cards, but wouldn't you say this, like TCG is grading off the chain, Pokemon especially, like some of those slabs are going to be not very valuable, I'd assume.
Yeah, I always have a hard time sort of wrapping my head around what's happening with Pokemon, because it's such a different collecting universe and there's so many people there, and it's a much more concentrated catalog. There's, 50,000 Pokemon cards that matter to people. There are 40 million, sports cards that might matter to people. And so you can have very different pop counts that mean very different things in that world versus our world. And so, ultimately, there's, again, these are tools to flex. They're sort of, representations of your identity in some way. And so, people like to collect things that mean something to them. And Pokemon, for whatever reason, is more concentrated and also has such a, huge collector base. The pop counts seem to be less meaningful there for whatever
Trivial,
reason.
yeah,
I'm
almost.
shocked.
We'll see in the long term. I don't know if you're close to this or how you want to go, but I feel, you got to ask, do you have opinions on PSA buying SGC and then going out and buying Beckett? I mean, did you see it coming, and any opinions or thoughts?
I did see it coming. Somebody that spends a lot of time thinking about this, it threw me off. Mainly because, I think ultimately what the motivations here are that, Collectors is a company that a few years ago was taken private. And, many people have reinforced this theme now, but maybe it wasn't quite as apparent when the day it happened, which is, again, they're on a path to go public. And so, they're either trying to tell a growth story and say, hey, look where we can continue to go. Beckett's another asset, a way that we can expand. I also think the media side of Beckett's interesting to them that nobody really talks about. It's not just about the grading side of it. That's one angle, or it's, something that you highlighted last week, which is like, not only did we think about AI in the space, but also cost reduction. And so, there's also potential scale benefits and cost efficiencies that they can, benefit from by acquiring Beckett. So it's not sexy if that's the case. That's not collector friendly at all. I like to think that they're erring on the side of expansion and trying to tell like a big story for Wall Street, and that Beckett's going to be another brand that they invest in. But I may be very naive in that.
No, you're not the only person that I respect and feel, or at least I think you designed that site and run that site. You're a bright guy. You're not the only bright person I've heard say they're going to go public.
Yeah, no, them going. I mean, look, they may not go public, but they're certainly trying to position themselves to continue down that path. You may end up seeing them get acquired, right? That's a different story. But there's not many companies in our space or world that could acquire somebody as big as Collectors these days. Anyways, I was surprised. I think that what we're seeing now, though, just to sort of close the loop on this, is that you're seeing the blowback, and it seems like Collectors taking it, being mindful of the idea that if we just, even if they're not planning to do it, the perception is painful enough for them right now that they're getting more people paying attention to what they're doing. They're going to have more headaches with it. And so they're at the very least going to go through the motions of making it seem like they're investing in these brands, which is, fine. I mean, I guess, right? Like, they put out a statement last week saying that they're going to invest more in the SGC brand, which is fine. You can add one person to a 10-person staff and you've added, more people to SGC. And I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I'm just saying like you can do that, and that sort of supports that story. I think the Beckett one's going to be the more interesting one. And I actually was happy to see on Twitter yesterday, the new GM of Beckett, Colin, was taking feedback and sort of looking for input on what Beckett can improve this year, and also sort of supporting what they might do this year to help with those efforts. And so anyways, I'd like to believe that they're going to do it, even if it's, window dressing to some degree. We'll see.
We'll see is the right answer. I got to go at JT real quick. JT, Griffey's big because tons of collectors entered the game in the late 80s trying to pull one. These same collectors are now grown up. Why can't they buy a 9? Why can't they buy 8? Everyone's got $5,000 to shell out for the 10. And the other thing is they grew up watching Bonds. I was a Bonds guy, not a Griffey. People love New York Yankees, Derek Jeter, and some of those pitchers, and Jorge Posada. I mean, I know he's not on the same level as Griffey, but the point is Ricky Henderson stole the most amount of bases of all time. It's not close. He won World Series. Derek Jeter won 5. There's other players that we also grew up wanting, and you don't have to get it in a 10. I mean, there's the 9's $350 and probably speaks to more the average person than spending $5,000 on a 10. All right. Do you think a company not owned by collectors has a chance to play disruptor? This is an important, I don't know, this is an interesting question. Obviously, you don't have inside information, but maybe I'm just hopeful.
Yeah, my take on this is for sure. I think that you definitely see like, the little things right now, and I'm calling them little just in the grand scheme of things, but like, when PSA makes a mistake, it gets blown up. And that's because people are frustrated and people are looking for options and alternatives, right? Like PSA has done a lot to sort of expand their reach by partnering closely with eBay and, introducing ways to, with offers and things like that to make your cards more liquid. But ultimately, if you're a Collectors Club member or you're a set registry person or you're somebody who's been with PSA for 5-10 years, they've done you no favors. You're not getting any discounts. The Collectors Club means pretty much nothing other than a magazine subscription today or potentially, you could use that also for card ladder as well. But ultimately, they haven't, they're going to invest in the set registry, they've said this year, which is a positive, but they've been very slow. And so anyways, to answer this question, I think there's an opportunity for a brand to emerge that sort of supports faster turnaround times, working towards cards that are just hitting the market and grading those. For example, if you're somebody that's been opening 2025 Topps Chrome basketball, you don't have time to sit through a 6-month wait cycle at PSA to get your money back. Somebody that is dedicated towards doing a good job, a reliable job on cards that are liquid and people need to move. I think so. And then, I think things like what Tag does and stuff like that, the automation, they don't like when people say AI there, is valuable. At least it's consistent to some degree, or that's what they want people to believe. And it's still,
and I love the breakdown. I
out.
love that it at least shows you a breakdown. I don't understand why we've all become like so okay with, there's a lot of money exchanging hands. I mean, it's good that there's a reason why you got what you got behind it.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually one of the biggest things when Beckett sort of looks to figure out what they need to do next. I think one of the challenges they have is that subgrades has always been a submitter feature, not a buyer feature. And what I mean by that is, like, you as a submitter want to understand, like, why the heck did my card get this grade? But it adds friction if you're a buyer. Like, you don't want to be like, okay, I'm now looking at a BGS 9.5 with 2 10s.
Yeah.
How do I comp this to? It slows down the process. And so it's great if you submitted the cards. You get some understanding of why you got the grade you got, but it ultimately slows the process down if you're a buyer. And so that's one of the things they'll have to reconcile. And that's the same thing that Tag has to do. And Tag's already sort of had to reduce their score to make the cards more liquid. So we'll see. That's a challenge. That I like the transparency. I like more information. I think graders notes should be available by PSA broadly, for example. But it does add some noise and friction in the process too.
I think that's great insight. I didn't really think about. It makes tons of sense. If I have a 9.5, it has a 10 this and a 9 that and an 8.5 this. It does make it more confusing when it comes time to move the card. Collector Charles asks, is there another, and this goes just kind of with what we're talking about, is there another grading company that's gaining momentum that's not PSA, the big ones here, SGC, BCG, CGC, or Tag, if that's not enough acronyms? Is there anyone else coming up?
The two that I hear about most often, but they're on the Pokemon side, are AGS or Ace, but I don't know enough about them to, definitively say that they're doing what they're doing or how they're doing it and how much it's impacting them. The other one you hear a little bit about on the vintage side is Mike Baker is doing more with grading, but I mean, these are still relatively newer companies. And so, those are the ones, but the short answer, not really. I mean, nobody that's sort of making a big dent right now. You have to jump. That's the thing. You have to sort of do something really well, I think, to stand out. And if you play things a little too broadly, you kind of get mixed into the sea of sameness out there. So anyways, I think there's an opportunity for somebody to play a disruptor here, but I think they'll have to be like more narrowly focused and have like a real strength that people lean into. Like, again, SGC really thrived because they were leaning into specials with Topps and turning cards around fast. It's not that crazy of a playbook, and somebody else could do that. And they had good service in the process, or good service in the mix as well. So I think that's a repeatable playbook. Somebody just needs to do it.
Oh man, you might hate me for this. I don't like Arena Club, and Arena Club is now a grader. Do they get any? I mean, what the?
They're not really a grader these days. They're only doing like $5K a month. And that's, I shouldn't, it's not to dismiss it, but that's not their focus. I mean, they came into the market, understand grading's hard. Grading's a hard business to sort of establish a strong footprint. And so they have found a lot of success in repacks and completely, gone in that direction. So grading helps support the repack business, but it's not really a focal point for them. It matters, but it's really small relative to even, again, they're doing 5 to 10K a month grading.
I'm going to do a few more questions from chat that they put, and then I'll wrap up mine. But what do you think is the most interesting data you've seen recently? Or is anything, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but is there anything that stood out to me?
Honestly, I think this is a little bit of a pump of the data that we just published, but I thought it was interesting because I don't research in advance, which is we just published, and I don't know if you saw this, but we published last week, the top 50 selling players on eBay last year. And that's one of the things we're trying to do. And again, our big picture goal is to just help people understand collectability, relevance, give some frame of reference for, again, how do you compare athletes across different sports, across different eras? For example, you can see in this, Mickey Mantle, I think, was number 6 in this spend last year. And he's right around the same range. I'm trying to think of who else is up there. Maybe I can bring that up on my side. But I just think it's really valuable and interesting data because it surprises me. And even when you go through this data, if you go to our Instagram real quick, it might be worth taking a quick look at that.
Yep, right now, gem rate. And
Yeah.
then we'll do some questions from chat because I know there's a few more. And then I enjoy you giving us the knowledge. Oh,
Yeah,
right
first
here.
one there, that leaderboard. This is interesting because again, it's sort of just trying to help people understand. And again, maybe people don't find it as interesting as I do, but
No,
like it
it
helps
is
you sort of understand,
absolutely.
right? But it helps you understand the high profile prospects versus all time greats. And like, the fact that there's so much money being spent, it just helps provide context for how much money was spent on Jaden Daniels last year versus an established player like a Mahomes or an all-time great like Brady, obviously, or somebody like a Mantle versus an Aaron Judge versus an Ohtani, right? And so this data, I'm not great at promoting it yet because I only publish it on Instagram and I only put it on our email email service. But this is really interesting to me. This I feel like is stuff that I'd like to do more of, and I'd love to get more feedback. So anyways, part of the reason I'm highlighting is just it's new data to the market. It's different than indices. I think the indices
Do you
that
know
are
what I love
provided out there
about
are
this?
valuable.
It's very visual. I'm a visual, but this speed, like someone can see this, but oh, okay. It's so, I do like this. And boy, did they fuck up on JJ McCarthy. But yeah, I like this.
Yeah, he's been tough. But yeah, thanks. I mean, I'd love to do more with visuals on our site. I'm so sort of spread thin with all the different things we're doing that it's just not been a huge focus of mine. But yes, this is one of the opportunities where I'll sort of invest in, just bringing it to life, and it's done pretty well. But yes, so anyways, that's interesting.
That is.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything else outside. Again, I'm completely biased there, and we'll totally admit that. But I didn't have anything else top of mind.
Is there anything on the site? And again, there might not be that like, oh, okay, that's like I don't know. I go to someone asked a question on this topic, but is there anywhere you'd steer me like, yeah, you should try that little section of the site?
Yeah, so one of the things I like that we released last year, again, not hugely promoted, but if you go to Greater Pop Data and you'll see a little drop down there and you go to the step breakdown, the one right above that, yeah. One of the things that I think is most interesting that we make available, but I don't do a great job of promoting, is if you scroll a little bit down, pop reports as a whole are really useful. But if you're looking at somebody and you go to this first card down there, just if you go a little bit further, okay, so James Wood, whatever. This is a little bit of a boring example. Let's look at
Ohtani here.
Yeah, I mean these are fine, but my point, this is not going to this is because this is a newer set. It's not going to be as obvious what I'm trying to accomplish here. But one of the things we're trying to do is compare the all-time gem rate to the gem rate in the last 30 days. If we were looking at an older set, one of the things you look at, for example, if you were looking at like a 2018 Bowman Ohtani card, you might see the all-time gem rate for that is like 35. Yeah, if you just type in 2018 or whatever you want to type in there.
2018?
Yeah, 2018 Bowman.
Oh, damn, okay.
Or Topps Chrome's fine too.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I don't think many people know it goes this deep.
And you'll see here, like if you keep scrolling down again to that top of the list, the Ohtani right there has been graded 340 times in the past month. The all-time gem rate is 41%. But if you found and that's going to be a mislead for most people. They're going to be like, oh, this card grades 4 out of 10 times. It's a gem. But it's actually, that's not how it is anymore. Like, the quality degrades over time, and people sort of get more willing to extend further and further as it relates to just what they're willing to send in. And so it's only a 23% gem rate over the past month. Anyways, this is something we don't really promote, and it's kind of tucked into the site, but it's a way to help provide context of like what your realistic expectation should be for grading cards these days. And again, pop reports today are just big picture. This is our way of sort of narrowing it down to like, hey, what's the past 30-day, past 60-day type of trends?
What I find crazy is this kind of shows demand. Everyone graded the Ohtani, and no one else the set really matters.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, I haven't looked at this forever. Nobody's graded anything else but Ohtani in the past month or 2 months, really. Well, a couple cards from
wow, yeah, okay.
Like Devers. But I mean, nobody's grading anything other than Ohtani, like you just said.
It goes deep. Someone asks, can you see I think you can you see the volume of cards for a specific player that sold in 1 month?
Not on its site. Well, so actually, yeah. So another thing, if you go to sales trends there, this is actually a good one too, just to highlight real quick. If you go to sports, this is the top 5,000 players, and you can look at this. I should have pumped this up a little bit too, but you can see their month over month spend on eBay. And again, this is only single sales. We're not doing lots. We're not doing, it doesn't apply here, but we're not doing things like wax and stuff like that. But you can sort of understand context across athletes at a pretty interesting level here, month by month, eBay sales trends, and there's a 2025 summary there.
Oh, this is awesome. This is great. Why the hell are people still buying Michael Penix?
Well, look, I mean, if you follow that trend, right? I mean, people spent $780K on him in January, but if you scroll to the right,
do I have to go all the way down to get to the
just
right?
go into the little into the window and sort of move your mouse over.
Oh, hey now.
There you
Okay.
go.
So I would
now you
assume
can
his
see how
spend
much-
went down. Let's see, where did Penix go? Right here. Oh yeah, they were spending 800. Here's $1 million in August, down to 300 grand. Oh, this is very interesting. Very
right. So it kind of shows
interesting.
you. One of the things I like to think of, this says it's a bit more of a leading indicator of, like, even though pricing may not have adjusted, you've seen that demand has adjusted, and so that people aren't spending as much, and so the next time a card moves, it's probably going to sell for a lower price. So you need to sort of adjust your expectations before pricing is reflective in recent sales, and so that's the idea behind this, is sort of to provide, again, context across players, context month to month, how things are trending. I try to show you sort of like the incremental money that's going the next set of data over to the right there. It's helping you just understand like where the money is actually flowing. So like where incremental money is moving or where it's moved out of. And so, for example, like last month, $2 million less dollars were spent on Ohtani. He's still getting a ton of spend, but the momentum's slowing. And so anyways, that's kind of what this data says for us. So I encourage people to take a look at it. I'm always open to feedback, but this is one of the things I've been most excited to bring to market. It's just another different view of sales trends. It's not at all sort of what you would see through more of the classic collection management tools, which is great. Those are phenomenal tools, and we partner with a lot of them. This is just a different view of that world.
I like this a lot. So I will give a plug to the Hobby Score real quick, but something I think that I need to finally do is I need to update this. So yours is similar. Mine just year over year, and we'll have a percentage of what the card did year over year. But I love this. I think this is very informative for someone doing research. Very interesting to see. Oh, okay, here it's 600 set. You could pick up on trends. When do these basketball players really have down months? When's a good time to sell? And a lot of people are buying. This is very interesting. Yeah, really neat.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Will Beckett submissions be higher in the next few months? And we'll wrap it up shortly.
Seems like it. It seems like Nat tweeted yesterday that Beckett had its best Dallas card show ever, and so I don't know if it's, I don't know, I don't have a good reason for why, but it just seems like they have a bit more momentum right now. Maybe more people are thinking about it. I also think that the idea that I think that they've said publicly that they're going to replace the label might have people nervous, and so they might actually see people trying to get things in before. Before there's increased wait times or labels that they didn't expect. So anyways, we'll see. I think there's decent potential there. I mean, they've been doing pretty well. The thing that to keep an eye on though is they've been doing really well with like TCG. They're doing okay with sports, but if sports starts to pick up, that would be interesting. And I'm not totally sure that that's going to happen yet.
Our last question from chat from Adam. Do you think number cards will hold value better than case hits considering the print run is reported easily?
I would say I'm a bit against the grain here, and that I like case hits because you got to do more work to understand it. It's harder to understand. It's not sort of available, by default. But if you sort of do work, you can beat the market in some ways by figuring out and comparing and contrasting different case hits or how they evolve over the years. Like, they certainly change year to year. They're not sort of set in stone from one release to the next. And so, anyways, I think case hits ultimately are a good. It's not, you can't compare apples to apples here. It depends on sort of like what print run we're talking about and things like that. But ultimately, I do think case hits are like a really valuable space to take, do a deep dive on, because it's a little bit harder to understand. The more that we do a good job of helping sort of people understand supply, I think the better known they will, the print runs or like the theoretical print run might look like. People might get a better understanding of sort of what that print run the estimated per run might look like. And so, that might help bring increased attention to it and more value to them. But I don't know. I mean, shorter answer is, it's hard to say. I think the print run is super valuable and it's understood. The case hits are not, and there's an opportunity.
And my take is they're just going to be more case hits. They're just going to be more serial number cards, and they're all not going to be worth what you think. Ryan, I have to do this. Tomorrow we're doing the biggest show bracket. Who's going to win? Give us one name. If you've already won us over, but if you really want to win us over, give us one name.
Oh man. I mean, Ken's obviously doing the most right now, so it's hard to not pick Ken.
Okay. I love the pick. Ryan, anything else you wanted to throw? I enjoyed it. You're a wealth of knowledge. I hope we chat more often, but anything else you wanted to add before we call it quits?
No, great questions. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me showcase a couple things on gem rate. That was not my agenda here at all, but I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, and no,
happy to join in whenever if I can be of help or value.
Your site is deep, man. Absolute kudos to you. Props. That is not easy. I guess my last question: how many people do you have working on gem rate?
It's just 3 of us full time.
And then
and they're great. They've been with me for 3 years, and we're building a Chrome extension. So there's technically a 4th person, but he's helping part time.
All knowledge. Ryan, thanks again for calling in.
Hey, I appreciate it. All right, thanks, Jason.
Hey, that was great. That was a lot of fun. Tomorrow, that was fun. I thought all calls today. We had a new call from Greg. We got Charles. We got Hardcore Collector. And then we got to finish with just a wealth of knowledge in Ryan. He takes Ken Golden. I think that's the easy take. I also think Ken Golden very much can win. We'll go over this tomorrow. Ken Golden obviously on here. Fanatics. Michael Rubin, Kevin O'Leary, what he's doing. Dana White, he's a bigger shill than you know. We got our boy Grant, Backyard Breaks, Mama, Filth Bomb, Blez, Mojo, Eric, Michael. Golly, his is the worst. He's trying hard. He's trying to be like Santiago here, giving away cards to kids. We'll show you tomorrow. King of Cards, Card Collector 2, Jabs, Pac-Man, and Jeff. I'll let you vote. We'll do it in the chat. You could vote for the winner. What else? We're going to end every show with Rhonda, and Rhonda crushed the Rhonda wrap-up last time. Let's get her on. Let's get her thoughts. Rhonda. Uh-oh, we can't hear you. You said there'd be an echo, but no echo, but we can't hear you. But we had trouble hearing Ryan at first as well. Oh, there you are. There
Hello,
you are.
can you hear me
Oh, there's an echo for me. Is there an echo? Go ahead, Rhonda.
now? I don't have an echo.
Oh, no. No echo for you. There was no echo for us last time. I have an echo in my headphones. I'm assuming chat. Watch chat. And I can see you're already frustrated. We do want a Rhonda wrap up, but
How's that now?
I hear an echo, but I last time never heard an echo. Do you guys hear an echo when Rhonda talks? Rhonda, it's late your time. Thanks for staying up.
Yes. Thanks. And so, that was interesting. I had an echo last week, but
damn it. There's an echo, Rhonda. Maybe I leave. We try it old school. I leave for 2 seconds, come back. Maybe the echo's gone. Let's try it. No, because I didn't hear the echo before. Dang it. I know that happened before. I'm going to leave, but I don't think that's going to fix it this time. Rhonda, I'm going to throw you on. I'm going to leave. Give me 2 seconds. I don't think it's going to fix it.
Hello. Oh, hey, I don't mind this. How you doing, guys? So, but Mike, Petty, that is correct. Can I just control the show right now? Mike Petty. I want to say, when you're talking about all those subs for high modern cards, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that would be accurate.
All right, there's an echo. Rhonda is going to do a great job at the wrap up every time. I know she's going to do a great job. Maybe we'll just play Rhonda. I don't know if you want to leave and come back. We're ending the show here. It's not a better time to just try. 140 over tonight, maybe a little more, hitting 150, maybe it tops. It was great. It was a lot of fun. It flew by. Calls were great. I thought the first bit of the show was really good. I'm going to give Rhonda a couple minutes, see if she tries to call back. Thank you to the callers. Any starred chat over? Let's take a look at some chat. We'll give Rhonda a couple minutes, but I'm kind of wrapped up here. Let's see. Hold on. Let me add this. Share screen. This one, share. I do have more. I have a lot more. We got our boy Coach Collectible. What is his name? Yeah, Coach Collectible's doing ripping or weird buying at the National. What gives the good news? This was a good old one piece. This was good. Top scam, Topps Chrome customers. Still 132 people here. I don't know if Rhonda's come back. We'll finish here. Here we go. Oh, there's Rhonda. Let's try Rhonda, and then we'll save this for tomorrow. Top scam, Topps Chrome customers. There's more out there. Rhonda.
Hi, no echo.
Oh, all right, slide. Rhonda, what'd you think of the show tonight?
It was good. It was interesting. A lot going on, lots of process. I enjoyed the call-ins. I like the randomness that you have instead of like scheduled guests. I think we talked about it. I don't know what the chat feels about it. But one thing I'm not really sure, you don't want to get the voicemails tonight. You want to do it tomorrow?
Oh, good call. And there still is an echo. I don't know why, Rhonda. And I know that you're going to be frustrated with that. I only have, we need to give, let's see.
Thanks, Dan.
702-483-7344. We have one voicemail for tomorrow, so get a couple more in there. And we got Nate. I mean, we'll end the show this way. And okay. Rhonda, there's a little echo, but go ahead, Rhonda. What do you got?
Okay, well, I want to say there was a few things tonight. I thought GemRate was really great. I don't know about anybody else who uses those type of platforms. Are they using it for selling purposes? I'm assuming.
Rhonda, mute your Hardcore Collector says Rhonda, mute YouTube stream. Are you on the? Maybe we hear you from your YouTube stream. Is there anything else up or just you?
I use the StreamYard link that you sent me.
Well, we just have an echo. We're trying to fix. There's no YouTube up right now.
Okay.
Because I hear me and you, so I think maybe you have the YouTube, and that might get rid of the echo.
Yeah. Well, we did some testing, as I told you, with the tech guy. So
no, but Rhonda, I think you have a tab open because I hear myself in the headphones, so I'm hearing me and you.
Hold on. Let me put my headphones on. Maybe that'll eliminate it. Oh, I can't.
No.
All right, let me see if I can do this right.
Sportsman Dad, give me a thumbs up. I'll put you on with us. Thumbs up. Up. He gave me a thumbs up, and up there he is. Rhonda left. Is there still an echo?
Is there an echo from my end?
I don't know. Maybe I hear me.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I hear myself when I talk.
Let me.
Do you have me up?
How about now?
How about now? Nope, fixed. What's cracking?
Hey, I don't know my mic set up with me. I'm actually dog sitting for my parents. My apartment is not this nice. But no, I started my own channel recently, and I've been watching y'all and Ball Card Show and a little bit of Clever Cuban stuff. But I just want to call in. I saw the link and big fan, Professor. Like the
hell
content.
Yes.
Like you keep it real. Personally, I like that you're not just shilling Arena Club and your own little sponsors here and there, which is fine if you have sponsors, but at the end of the day, it's a hobby. And also I'm learning I need to fix my lighting and other things like that. But anyway, just introducing myself, Sportsman Dan. I know there's some other Dans that are much more popular than me in the space. So just show my face. I sell in card shows around Hampton Roads, Virginia.
Two quick questions. What do you collect or buy, and what are you pissed off about in the hobby?
Great question. So I have a couple cards, but right now I'm working on, my team's the Norfolk Tides. So originally I was a Mets fan. So I'm working on the 86 Mets, all in-person autographs on the card.
Hey now.
I'm about halfway done, about 60%, but that's my current collection. And then what do I hate about the hobby? Right now it's Arena Club. I cannot escape it. And it's just like literally everywhere, and everyone is sponsored, and I get it. But then also, I was an econ major, right? Like, if your marketing is to find every streamer, every YouTuber, anyone making content, and give them a link and get them to promote your product, well, maybe that's not the best product. I don't know. That's my opinion.
Preach. Hey, there is still some sort of echo, but I'd love to. I hope you call back again. It was really nice meeting you, Dan.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me on.
Hey now. All right, that was great. I don't know. I think maybe he had me up. I don't know what the hell happened there with the echo at the end of the show, and hopefully me and Rhonda can get that figured. I know she's frustrated right now. I know she's annoyed. Let's give a lot of love to Rhonda. Thank you for moderating. Thank you for being our wrap up. We will figure out the wrap up. We will figure out an echo on that end. Great. 2 new first callers. Less interviews. That's just what we saved Ryan for 30 minutes. That's the right move. I want more callers, more raw, more organic, more of you. Less YouTubers, less. I just think Dan sounded great. He did. The only thing is when I talked, there was a little. I feel like he had me up a little. I think he had I don't know. You could hear me when I talked. I think that was he had the show running. Possibly, I don't know. Dan, thank you for calling. I look forward to talking with you again. Tonight was great. We're on to wrap up. We all miss. Yes, we're all looking forward to having Rhonda come give the wrap up. I will tease a couple things. We don't have much time because tomorrow will be spent mostly on this show bracket. And then my brother will call in with Orlando and Petty towards the back end of the show. But we have Coach Collectibles. We got this dude talking about Logan Paul in One Piece. We got a Top Scam, Topps Chrome customers. They wrote some shit on the box. It's not true. There's your boy Arena Club. Some more Arena Club right from Jeff. and the sports card that he never told us. I am curious. We're 3 minutes in. Why does he think they're losing money? We're halfway into the video.
Just a random station on Pandora, plug it in. We're just like driving along, and there's a flippin' Arena Club ad that comes through on the radio, on a literally like a Pandora radio.
They've been trying. They've been doing it. This is a great video. I can't wait to watch with you tomorrow. God, tomorrow we're going to be busy. I don't know. This is a great video. 100,000 views. This guy doesn't make sports card content. He did such a good job laying it all out, better than any of us could, better than me. Arena Club. Where is it? Here we go. View your channel. Why? Okay. Videos. And I mean, the same thing. It pissed me off 6 months ago. Every time I scrolled, Arena Club, Arena Club, Arena Club. Now they've here it is. They make sure he hits it with Jeff and Jay, giving it to everybody. Sponsors to everyone. You get money. You get money. We need it to work. We need it to work. Please work. Please work. The guy's an econ major. He knows what he's talking about. I'm a PR major. I know what I'm talking about. They're trying way too hard.
Radio station thing. Unbelievable.
And now, if you don't know, now you know.
On YouTube, I was...
Okay, I like the video, Dustin. I think the video's thumbnail's good. The first 30 seconds are a lot better. No ad. The problem I have when I watch Dustin, I'm nice. I give it a good, but there's just no substance here. I want the substance. I know not everyone's tuning in for the news, the takes, you're fun. Okay, I want some substance.
Watching just a random Michael Jordan highlight video. Just came across my feed, pretty decent sized channel, but it wasn't sports cards. It was just a sports channel.
Mike.
Random. And guess what? Guess who was sponsoring that video? It was Arena Club. Arena Club was a sponsor.
You can't see the fucking video. You're all watching this. You can't even see the video. Unbelievable. Maybe you could hear it.
Of a random sports channel, and there's about 1 billion of those on YouTube. And then you get to the sports card, folks. Of course, you got Jeff Wilson. I just heard him on one of his last videos.
And welcome to the Arena Club studio inside Cards HQ.
Something about the Arena Club studio or something. So maybe it's like an exclusive studio sponsorship that they
still have not lived up to the title here. We're 5 minutes in, but this Arena Club studio. It's going to be hard now for Jeff to win the ultimate shill. I'll do anything.
They've moved into now. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. So Jeff Wilson, I know Mojo does it.
I've had so many different emotions.
Dustin, thank you. Little comedy, little fun. And this shows you're actually working. Hey, Dustin it was hit over the head a couple months ago, taking the videos down, one video, propsing, da-da-da. And what I learned about Dustin, he's competitive. All right, I've been making content 4 years. It's time to brush up a little, time to do a little better. All right.
About this.
Tons of IG people do it with Jim Rome.
Now, let me be fully transparent. I had not collected anything since I was a kid before I saw Arena Club.
Nothing about this is transparent, Jim. Also, why the fuck are they advertising with Jim Rome? The average listener to Jim Rome is over 70 years old. They're not buying mystery packs on Arena Club. It seems like misguided fund money.
And then I saw how dramatically the game has changed. It is absolutely awesome. It is so fun. We have a new expert to help us out now. We are
piece of shit, piece of shit, piece of shit.
Joined by Candice Martino. Candice, it is absolutely awesome to have you on. How you?
No, now we've seen about 4 women all pushing the cards, and every single one of them is a decent looking woman. They're picking on purpose here. Candice Martino. Who the fuck? What the fuck? Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse?
What are you doing? What's going on?
Jim, I am so happy to be here.
Let's find out. Let's spin that thing in. Bring it in. The Emerald
Let's
pack.
get it.
Dustin, this takes some work. This takes some love. This takes some care. Thank you, sir.
Come on, Jared. What do we got here?
This is the best part.
This is the best part. We haven't done this in a minute. I love this. What do we got?
Oh, wow.
Bryce.
Wow.
All right.
Candice, tell me all about that card.
Candice, tell me all about that card. So is this scripted? She knows every fucking card in the whole thing? Or does she got a little script right there? I don't know. Kind of weird.
2023 absolute Bryce Young explosive insert. Now, Jim, this is...
He has a very sports news radio voice. Good voice. Strong, good. Yeah, she talks well.
This is a PSA 9.
Haley Deegan is a race car driver. Haley Deegan
She's a race car.
Is an arena club person, a spokesperson.
The card industry in sports is absolutely huge, and it can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes to get into. And that's why I'm excited to tell you guys about my new partnership with Arena Club. Arena Club is a one-stop shop for all buying.
I'll take the credit, Dustin. Thank you. Okay, no, I'm kidding, but you know, about fucking time.
Buying, selling, trading cards, pretty much you name it, they do it. And why I like Arena Club
You still have not told me why they're losing money. That's the only reason I fucking clicked.
so much, the buying.
Hey, why not? Just throw money at everything.
I'm not quitting. I'm evolving.
The San Antonio Spurs are a new partner for Arena Club. That's a new one.
You just tell if everyone's partnering, why lose money? You know they're losing money. I wanted the juice. You didn't give me the juice.
Now, many would probably say, like, yeah, but they're probably making millions and millions of dollars.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out, kind of get an idea of
7 fucking minutes in, you're gonna tell me? I don't want to wait. Tell me before, then tell me all the other shit.
ballpark of what they're doing revenue-wise, and I can't figure it out. So if anybody does know anybody on the inside,
Nobody knows. The people on the inside, you know what they tell me? Oh, they have these machines overseas. Oh, they're doing big over here. Oh, look at these numbers. I don't fucking buy it. Gentlemen, ladies, Dustin, you know, you're trying. It shows. A little work and numbers go up. What do you know? A little work and numbers go up. We will do it again tomorrow. Tomorrow should be very fun. Chat will decide. Comments, viewers will decide. Biggest shill bracket. Who is our winner early in 2026? My money's on. It's probably on Ken. Just like our guy Ryan from Gemrite said. Could be Jeff. I think Jeff sweeps this category. Maybe Car Collector 2, Mojo. We'll see. Tomorrow should be a ton of fun. A strong base we have here. I appreciate you guys being here all the time. Hobby Champs, Bob Boozle, the fucking funniest guy on YouTube. Mr. Selma Hayek's made an appearance. Fresh Prince, Tim, Patty's Emporium, Retail Ripper as always. I know Rhonda's annoyed. Tomorrow, whoever wants to throw a little love at Rhonda, make sure you make her feel like, you know, she's here moderating every time. She's going to be the Rhonda wrap-up. I can tell she's frustrated and annoyed. And I did not get on this weekend. I wasn't feeling that good this week in my stomach, and I had stuff to focus on channel football, friend out of town. So anyways, we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll do something different tomorrow. The biggest shill bracket. Enjoyed tonight a lot. We did 2 hours and 20 minutes like it was 10 minutes. And thanks to Frank. Frank, appreciate all your help and work. Cardtell, big shout out. Wizards of the Woods, thanks for the nice emails. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Hey now.